Good evening and welcome to the Doomed City of Granitegard here on the Guardtower Presents. This is our weekly fantasy role-playing action adventure that we do. And we broadcast Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we put that up on Twitch, and then we jump over to YouTube on Fridays to post those episodes. And if you're interested in catching up with the show and checking out what we do, you can go visit us on our Linktree page. And to visit us there, it's very simple. You can see it on the screen, or for those of you that are listening, you can join us at linktr.ee dcog. Ma'am, so that was
I'm so scared. That was disappointing.
anyways, yes, so
okay.
we'll give it one more.
That's disappointing. Just wait.
Yeah, so this is why we do this. Anyway, linktr.ee /dcog. From there, you can find links to the Guardtower's Twitch, their YouTube channel, as well as our Patreon, our X, and everything else that we do is for your social media. But most importantly, you can find a link to our Discord channel. And on the Discord channel, you can communicate with the cast and crew here. And also, we are looking for people to join us in our season 2. So if you think you've got what it takes, hop on there, jump over to our announcement channel, and you can possibly join us in the season coming up on that. So it'll be interesting to speak with you and have you be part of the show. Now, tonight, I do believe that we're going to be getting to some interesting combat. We have a map from our friend Chris Fields, as well as all kinds of little accoutrements that he's set up for us there. We have minis from Chris Wolfgang over at Glittering Cave Studios, and our friend Tony Thepison has also done several of those as well. So we're super excited about that. And then we also have our music, of course, provided by our friends over at Pocket Bart. If you don't have that today, you can go over and pick that up yourself at the Apple App Store or Google Play. Real quick download for you, easy to use. You've got music for combat, you've got music for scary environments. They're always adding new genres and things like that. There's even some sound effects as well. So pick that up and add some magic to your own table. And also, if you're into role-playing games and that sort of thing, where would you go for that, Joe?
Well, I reckon the best place to go will be to head on down to town, go through them there Batwing doors, and enter the Guardtower. That's right, the Guardtower. All your gaming needs all under one roof. In fact, they got 2 roofs, because they got an east location and a west location. West. There you can find yourself a like-minded community of gamers so you can share your joy of this hobby with other folks. And that's a beautiful thing. Bring a tear to my eye. Anyway, let's head on down to the Guardtower, but when you're on the way there, be on the lookout for coyotes.
If you can't make it down to either the east or west location, you can also visit them at theguardtower.com. Once again, that is theguardtower.com.
How dare you transition back so seamlessly?
They got a whole mess of stuff down on the internet.
Yes. Well, that was all I had for this evening. Is there anything that I have missed, Roger?
Nothing that can top that.
It's so good to have you back. So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's adventure. First, we'll do our intro, and then we'll throw some dice. How about that?
Yeah!
Once the seat of economic and political power in the Northern Territories, the city of Granitegard fell in one catastrophic moment of terror and bloodshed. In the quiet hours of the night, the massive granite mesa that served as the city's namesake exploded violently, the debris reducing entire swaths of the city to ruin. Before the inhabitants could even comprehend what had happened, they were blindsided by an army of monstrosities surging from the sewers and into the city streets. The militia valiantly attempted to protect the fleeing citizens, but their efforts were futile against the overwhelming tide of bloodthirsty creatures. And in the midst of the chaos, the city gates slammed shut, turning Granitegard into a death trap for anyone that remained behind the high, fortified walls that had been meant to protect them. For over a decade, it has stood as silent as a tomb, and shrouded in a perpetual mist. No one has entered, and nothing human has ever come out. That is, until now. 12 years to the day since the fall of Granitegard, the Trader's Gate has opened. The news has spread like wildfire across the human crescent. And like a siren's call, fortune hunters from far and wide have been drawn by the possibility of untold riches lying just inside the city walls. Daring the foolish and the brave to risk it all at a chance of wealth beyond their wildest dreams. It has also stirred the interest of old rivals. With no one from the original bloodline to claim the mantle of leadership of Granitegard, plans are forming in the dark. Powerful forces seek to play their games of state, as the lives of everyone in the North hangs in the balance. And in the midst of this all, 6 strangers have been drawn to Granitegard by something other than riches or power. Their destiny is tied to the events surrounding the fall of the city. Each of them must confront the past in order to find a way forward. Each of them must search for answers in the doomed city of Granitegard.
And welcome back. So before we jump into tonight's adventure, we'll do a bit of a recap there. So our party has come back into Granitegard with the hopes of locating the lost family fortune in Anna's family home that she has not seen since her childhood, as well as hopefully locate some important information that her father, the spy master, had left there. And while they were successful in finding both the family fortune and the information they were after, they also discovered that Anna's father had passed away. And while they were fleeing the house, they were ambushed in a very deadly situation that they barely escaped thanks to a mysterious figure calling himself Avery Vanderbutton. Party found themselves teleported outside of the manor, and as they turned back to look at it, it disappeared in a massive explosion that erased it from the city. Echo located a trail that drew his attention and led the party into the zoo, where through the power of emotional trauma from their childhood, they were able to...
Depression.
The power of depression, they were able to beat a strange and terrible aberration. Leaving the zoo, they headed towards the Great Library, and at the same time, Echo had picked that trail back up again and headed into the college and came face to face with the Mixie thing is about the best way to describe that. Something that looked like it had been his old master as well.
Boy, ain't right. Bobby.
Yes, so as the party was trying to figure out what to do,
What?
the greater Manticores that had established control over the college there began to notice the party and were moving in. And at that point in time, the rooster Reverend, the Reverend who had polymorphed into a rooster, Colonel Reverend had announced to everyone in a loud cawing motion that these creatures were moving in. And Echo was the first up and over the wall and noticed that the goblins and the Reverend Rooster were fleeing towards a manor house. And it is here where we are going to pick up for our evening. So the overcast skies that loom heavy over the city have finally opened up, and a freezing rain is now dropping on you all. The snow is kind of icing over at this point, and it is quickly evolving into a full shower of just frigid wetness that is just soaking you to your core. Looking across from where the Reverend and the goblins are heading, Echo, you can see that there is a manor house, and just beyond the gates of that is a giant set of doors partially open, and there's an old man waving the Reverend Rooster and the goblins over and telling you, come on, quickly. And without a second's hesitation, Reverend Rooster rushes in and the goblins are following right behind him.
Old man? Do we know an old man? He just pulls out his sword. Well,
So,
he got Reverend. So.
Yeah, I think.
All right,
I think when in
same plan
doubt,
as
kill
last time.
old men is the conclusion that I've come to. Yeah. So.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Same plan as last time with the old man in the pawn shop.
the what?
Nothing. Let's hurry.
As you all are discussing how to murder this poor old man, you can hear the growls of the greater
Allegedly.
Manticores, and you have no doubt that the feral hunger they have is definitely for the marrow in your very bones as they are approaching.
Nice.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna chase after the goblins.
I'm going after the
choice.
chicken.
Yep.
Reverend.
Yeah.
All right.
I am going to leave a timed demolition where I'm standing. To go off in a minute.
All
Make a
right.
lot of noise over there.
You all flee
Yep.
past the gates and up the stairs into the manor house itself?
Yep.
As you all rush up towards the manor there, the old man steps very quickly out of the way. There's a very warm glow coming from the inside as you all run in. And then behind you, the thick, heavy doors are slammed shut by 2 gnolls. You can see these gnolls are dressed very strangely. They actually have butler's uniforms on. Well, mostly on, from about the waist up. Pants didn't seem to fit terribly well and kind of flap a little bit
Okay,
there.
like a Winnie the Pooh situation.
Yeah.
There are a series of chains that are connected to these massive, massive doors that allow them to swing very quickly on a set of weights that allow the gnolls both to push them close. And as soon as they close the doors, they slam shut the barricade on that and both kind of lean up against the door for a moment. And from the other side of the door, you could hear those growls and something very heavy lands on the stoop on the other side. The old man is smiling up at you. You can see just this big grin on his face. He's missing some teeth here and there and very heavy with age as you look at him. You can tell, again, this guy is definitely in the latter portion of his years. He's kind of bent slightly forward, and he's very slow but sure in his actions. His head is devoid of hair on the top, but has large, poofy, white, almost angelic wings that push out of the side. His eyebrows look like two fluffy caterpillars over his eyes there, and wrinkles pretty much obscure most of the eyes and such past that, but he's smiling very much, just hands kind of clasped, and he looks over and says, "Oh, welcome. It has been so long since I have seen other humans." And it's about this time that the Reverend is standing behind him as the Reverend now, just as if he'd always just been there. And he turns back around and looks over at the Reverend. His eyes actually open up for just a brief moment. He's like, "Oh, well, welcome to you. Welcome to, and I'm Argyle Pennington. I serve the master of this manor here, and yes, it's very good to have you here in our presence." And as Vaughn, as you're looking over, you can see that on this robe that he wears, it's been patched many times, but the cut of the robe, you recognize this is what the scholars would wear that serve the sovereign, and there actually is an old insignia of the sovereignty on this man's robes. And he looks over towards the two gnolls, and he's like, "Wadsworth and Carlton, Carlton, why don't you go tell the master that he has guests here, and I will take care of the formalities with them, and again, I'm Argyle Pennington. Thank you. And you are, please?"
My name is Vaughn.
Very good. And this brilliant looking young lady.
Mary. And who is your master?
Well, you see, we will definitely go meet him. He goes by many titles, as he's quite a well-versed gentleman. He is Sir Lord Magistrate Regent Loaf the Third Esquire, and he will be very, very pleased to meet you. And when we go to see him, but he has a bit of a greeting that we normally would do, which is to take you about the manor and introduce you to his fineries, and then we will have a supper together and have conversation. Yes, this will be very nice. And you, madam.
Anna.
Anna, very strapping, very strapping.
Thank you.
Yes. You're a little. Are you a goblin?
How old are you?
Well, I do believe, if I am correct on my passage of the time,
Just
I
use
would
words,
be.
just tell me.
I do believe I would be 98 at this point in time. And why? I do believe that occurs as the years pass by.
Why are you here?
Well, you see, it is very difficult to get by in my age in the city. Otherwise, Lord Loaf takes care of me. I do believe I might have been eaten by someone else at this point if it wasn't for him taking care of me. I serve as a bit of a translator and a bit of a, I guess, liaison to aid Lord Loaf and such. Yes, and maybe as head, I guess, head butler. Maybe that might be the position I serve here in the house. And
The translation of what exactly?
well, he doesn't read terribly well, so many times I must read things to him and aid him with this.
Maybe he's not
So his eyesight is not terribly acute on certain things. I do believe that might be part of the problem on that list. And you appear to be a bit of a kobold, correct? Oh, very fancy. We've Yes, it's been a long time since we've had Coldblood visit us. So, my, that is quite a large canine you have, young sir. You are, please?
Echo.
What?
Echo.
No, there's no echo.
Show you there is. What happened to the other two?
The other two
Yeah. Lords.
lords. The other two lords?
You said yours was the third.
Oh, well, I'm not sure what happened to the first and the second. I just serve Lord Loaf, who appears to be the third.
Lord Loaf?
Loaf.
Loaf.
That's as best as the translation as I'm able to make, yes. And
What does it translate
he,
from?
his native tongue. And you, sir, you would be?
What's his native tongue?
Well, he came here speaking, I do believe, a dialect of Darkspeak. So, and your name?
Who is your lord?
He's Lord Loaf. I will take you to meet him very soon. He'll be most eager to see you. About this time outside, you can also hear a terrible cacophony of noise happening that sounds like the Manticores are currently engaged in some sort of tussle out there. Maybe they're fighting each other. Sounds like Skeech's bomb has also gone off about this time as well.
As everybody's attention gets drawn, I'm gonna bump into Anna, and I'm gonna attach one of those explosives to her maul. And then I'm gonna kick her shin because I'm sure she doesn't notice my 3 pounds leaning against her.
And I apologize. I did not get your name. Your attire and such certainly sends that you're from Spice Coast, correct?
He's a man of few words.
Very nicely met to you as well.
Was I eating
And-
gravel?
And please, and
Scales mostly, actually.
Seems to help you digest.
And did I eat a bug?
Almost ate me.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Maybe you could cleanse your palate with some of your potion.
and
Oh, yeah.
he reaches out
Great idea.
and actually takes you by the hand and says, and your name, please, sir.
My name is the Reverend Goodberries. You probably heard of me. I suspect.
Yes,
But
Reverend
maybe we just save that for
Goodberry.
when
He gives you a bit of
easier
a
company.
he gives you a sideways wink as you say that.
Are you
He's
drinking
like,
the
yeah.
potion?
I gotta wet my whistle a
Here,
little bit.
here, take some of my water skin.
What? Nah, I don't need water.
Which one? Okay. So I am going to ask you to
Incredible.
select a number.
Oh, that takes wild.
I have more.
Select the number.
Select a number.
Oh, from one to what to what?
I believe 1 to how many bottles do you have in there?
Oh, there's like 20 bottles
I
in there
think
'cause
like
there's little
6.
ones.
Let's roll a d20.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, here we
Between
go.
what we put.
Oh, never mind.
2.
2. All right. It was very warm and kind of orangey, and kind of reminds you of the mimosa that you might have had when you talked to.
Right.
As you take the swig anyway, just like this this
I'm
evil gnomish grin.
My, that is refreshing.
I'm just standing there. Just the evil grin is just upon my face as I'm just watching.
It's delicious. The taste in my mouth was really, really bad because of all the bugs that I ate. I love you guys, by the way. Did I ever tell you that?
Wait, what's
Not in those words.
not those words? Is his nose growing?
No, not at all. Reverend, you do feel a bit of a rumbling in your tummy, though.
Oh.
Well, without further ado, would you mind if I began with the tour of the house here?
Would you mind, Reverend?
I'm just happy to be me. So, yeah, lead on.
Do you not listen on purpose, or are you just afraid to have other people tell you what to do?
I'm trying to remember the effects of this stuff. I think if I lied,
Your nose grows. You also feel very compelled to tell the truth.
okay, yeah. Well, it's hard to let people in because I've been, on my own for a really long time. So sometimes I stretch truth and lie to protect myself, really.
From us.
Just from getting hurt,
From the world in general.
Yeah.
We'll get to that tour in one moment. We have some business to take care of.
Thank you so much for your
The
hospitality.
Reverend burps, and there's this little bit of a poof of glitter that comes out of his mouth as he does so.
Which one of us is your favorite?
My favorite?
He has glitter all stuck in his teeth.
Answer this question. Well, my favorite, really hard to choose because I like y'all a lot. Although you did teach me how to fight, and that I do really appreciate. So, moving up in the rankings.
You were going to say pecking order.
That was a non-answer.
Well spoken.
I feel kind of funny. Do you? That's why you don't drink potions on an empty stomach. You got anything to eat around here?
Oh, absolutely. After the tour, we will sit down to a wondrous meal. Currently, I know our chefs are eagerly anticipating this,
Yeah.
and they will be making a meal for you.
Hey, y'all, I'm really afraid that this is a trap. Gonna take us on a tour, and then we're gonna get assaulted, and maybe the chefs, they're gonna cook us or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess it worked.
No. I can assure you.
Oh, man.
The Lord of the Manor would not do that to you, unless like you did something unwarranted. That would be the only remedy for such a thing.
Is there a list of things we should avoid doing?
I would not steal from him, and I certainly wouldn't break any of his more precious items. That would be, and yes, you just.
Damon, are you looking at me like that because I usually have a tendency to steal everything that ain't tied down?
Yes, I am.
Why am I saying these things?
Maybe your time as a rooster was good for you. Maybe it was.
You grow.
I can't help myself. I grew up in poverty and I did not have anything. So when I see shiny objects like silverware over there in that drawer, which I have been eyeballing since I walked in the door, I just get sticky fingers. You know what I mean?
Reverend, if you were as smart as you were handsome, your life would be a lot easier.
Did you grew up in poverty? Like
Yeah.
So like after the fall and such as well?
No, before.
Before.
No, not like these silver spoon folks over at the other side over there.
All right, so that tour.
He goes, yes, and gives you another wink, Reverend. Takes you by the hand,
I love this.
and begins to walk you
good.
forward.
I have a feeling it's gonna be a long time.
And the first place he takes you, he says, "Oh, this is one of Lord Loaf's favorite rooms, as a matter of fact." And he opens the door and he says, "This is his room of frames, his hall of frames, if you might even call it such." And as you look into this room, you can see these absolutely amazing, intricately designed picture frames, dozens and dozens stacked up and displayed, and nothing in the frames whatsoever, just empty picture frames sitting in this room. He's most pleased with these here, and yes. So again, you may wander about and look at them, but just to make sure you're very careful. And I don't wish to rush you along here, but I tell you what, let me tell you a bit about these. As he spends the next 10 minutes walking you about this room, talking about the craftsmanship and the materials that were used to make these frames. It's a very slow process given how fast that he moves.
Oh, one guy preserve me. Is this what it's like when I'm telling a long story that I made up?
Yeah.
No, this is way better.
I mean, like I tell tall tales. Sometimes I just like to hear the sound of my own voice, and sometimes don't know how to interact with people, and the silence scares me.
Silence can be scary.
So what else scares you?
What a forthright man.
Hey, where's the next room?
Keeps us honest.
Can we go to the next room where maybe you got like
How much
empty
leadership
shoe boxes
qualities
or
now
something?
would you not say?
Truly rises the cream of the crop among us.
That's
I just have one more question before we let him leave. Did you have that book that taught you how to read the whole time?
I did. I
right,
kind of
no,
forgot about it.
No.
I have so many things in these pockets. Did you know that I have armor sewed into it? I've been wearing armor this whole time.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I know, right? Look. Click, click, click. It's metal. Y'all were worried about me. I was going to get hit by an arrow or something.
Argyle.
So, do you have anything you've been hiding from us?
Yes, young man.
Which frame is your favorite?
Oh, I would have to say this one with the gold filigree and the past paisleys upon the lining here. It is well put together. You can see that the wood itself, just the seating and the joints on it are just fantastic.
Wow.
Yep.
But yes, I do believe we should move on to our next room, and I will take you to the sitting room, and you may marvel at Lord Loaf's sitting room there, and brings you across the hall and opens up the door to the sitting room, and it is a room filled with chairs. There are chairs in stacks. There are chairs on the wall. There are chairs on the ceiling, and there are chairs everywhere for you to sit.
While we were in that room, was
Chairs
there
up and down these halls.
Was there anything unique or special or arcane in nature about the frames themselves?
Yeah, I was
Or were they
about to
just
ask
beautiful
that.
frames.
Go ahead and make an Arcana on that. One of you make the roll. Roll with advantage on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Want me to roll or?
Go ahead.
I was talking.
Oh, you're
to
getting that
Yip
look on your face when you're trying to see if stuff's magic. Do you want me to just do detect magic? I can detect any magic.
Hey, Red, we're gonna do a fun game called the Quiet Game.
I hate that game.
You love winning things, don't you?
I'm really competitive.
Yeah. Well, I can be
I was
quiet.
marveling at the imported wood
villagers.
that they had brought,
Oh,
and I thought it would be
that
nice
is
to check it.
sad.
Why don't you go ahead and drop the dice there, please?
I get it now.
Oh, I
29.
29.
This is
There is
well,
absolutely
later.
nothing magical whatsoever at all in this room. It is just a room
Okay, you win.
full of empty picture frames. I mean, they're pretty, they're nice. Some of them are quite expensive picture frames. Some of them are cheap, couple of copper a piece, but they just look kind of fancy.
And how many of them are there exactly?
Probably a couple of hundred, ranging in sizes from small little ones to ginormous ones.
Okay. Argyle, is Lord Loaf? Is he a goblin?
Oh, no, not at all. No.
Why you gotta say it like that?
No, I just.
Oh, no, it's
Collections.
nothing against
Junk.
goblins. As a matter of fact, we have a fine kitchen staff that
You know, it's
just
almost-
wonderful meals they prepare for our sire.
Where is the food? I'm so hungry. Oh my goodness.
I do apologize, my lord,
Go
but
against him now.
you know, we will get to that very soon, sire. I do apologize.
All right, fine.
So,
But
yes.
yes, the seating room. I do really appreciate the sort of the creative vision here of chairs. Yes.
He appointed all the arrangements himself in there, as a matter of fact.
He and I.
Yes, yes. Probably one of his favorite rooms. And he closes the door and takes you through the library. And it is a room that is full of law books, stacked ceiling to floor, just overstuffed on the shelves. And then through the library, he takes you all over to the
We
ballroom.
have to leave.
What's that?
We have to leave.
Oh, you can spend more time in here if you desire. I was going to show you the ballroom next, but most people just simply ignore the library because, well,
Yeah, they
law books
books
quite
around.
are not very fascinating.
Oh, Yip's already looking at all the books. Like a giddy child on
I
Christmas
don't
morning.
do well in flammable rooms.
They're all just legal texts. They're about court cases. They're about law, things along those lines.
And they're books.
It's all just paper to me.
They are records of court cases.
all kinds of things like that. Yeah, like court cases,
Amazing.
legal rulings, things along those lines.
I would like to look for those timed and dated to about 6 months prior to the fall and see what was happening in the legal system at that time.
There were all kinds of very interesting petty crimes that obviously went down. Everything from just pickpocketing over to, somebody stealing livestock. There were several lawsuits that were going on.
Rustlers.
Yeah.
I'm looking for things that pertain to smuggling initiatives or anything that would, pretty much smuggling individuals that were trying to get contraband or other type of magical artifacts into or out
There are
of the
a
city.
surprising number of individuals that were being brought up on charges for smuggling and contraband and of that nature. This is going to take you quite a bit of time as you dig through and try to root through here. So basically, Argyle stays with you all and continues to talk about where these books were collected and how they were collected and spins you a yarn all about that, which is If you want to roll deceit and act interested, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, I
I
won't.
think
I'm interested.
I would just be like, trying to make like polite conversation, like as she was trained, and just like, be like, oh wow, really? From the just like keep the conversation going to give time.
Basically, you find out a good number of these books were plundered from houses around the area here. They were plundered from the courthouse and such. They were plundered from various points around the city.
Have I recognized anything in the frame room or the sitting room or this room?
No, nothing.
Yeah. Like, oh my
When were you able to grab some of these from the courthouse?
Well, I personally didn't do any of that myself. Lord Loaf acquired all of these.
It's time to. Ooh. I'm just gonna shove a stack of books over. Oh, I'll help with this, but I get clumsy. And I have to stay in the same room for more than 23 minutes.
Puts the book shut, puts it back onto the shelf. Fine.
So,
This guy's excited about the ballroom.
Never gonna grow if we stay here.
He's excited about the ballroom.
So he takes you over next to see the ballroom, and as he opens the double doors to that, it is literally a room filled with balls. There are giant marble balls, there are granite balls, there are small little orbs, it is all kinds of balls in this room.
Can I pick one up?
What are you picking up? Big
Random.
one, just rando?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna go fetch and just chuck it.
And Sky looks over at you and looks back and goes over and grabs the nice rock ball, picks it up, walks it back over very gingerly and sets it down, looking at you like, why did you want me to go bite on a rock? Like, you can see the eye look like,
I'm just practicing for when things are more peaceful and we can be more normal instead of just sending you to like bite people.
the tail begins to
That
back
is
again.
normal for them.
Sorry.
is there a window
We'll
in
work
this room?
As a matter of fact, no, there aren't any windows in this room. Go ahead and make a perception on that, please.
Nice.
As we've entered this room full of balls, I'm looking at Damon and I'm like vibrating.
25.
25. There
Playing the quiet game.
are no windows that you've seen anywhere in the house, as a matter of fact.
Why are there no windows anywhere we've seen so far?
Because there's a whole bunch of stone balls.
It's because he doesn't want to get caught playing with his balls.
My reverend.
I lost. Oh, Damon, I'm sorry. I lost.
That was good. That was real good.
I don't believe he's ever been playing with his balls. I've never seen that happen. So I'm
Hey,
not.
when are we gonna meet this guy?
Oh, very soon. We're almost done. There's only a few more rooms that we need to go look
Okay,
at.
I have a quick question.
Why are there no windows?
Well, there were at one point in time, but as you can see here, though, and he begins to point to the walls. You look at the stone exterior of the manor that was constructed out of, and you can see where there is a difference in the stone on the wall, where portions of the wall look like they have been repaired now that you're looking at it, and it is a very interesting repair job. It's almost like the rock itself has been transmuted and melted, and then reinstituted again. You've seen something like this before, but you're not quite sure where.
With the size of the rooms that we've been in, how big did the manor house look like when we ran up to it?
It is a massive manor house, as a matter of fact. Probably about 4 stories, you would assume, but as you're walking around inside, it looks to be about 2 stories, given the height of the ceilings.
Can we add to the collection?
Does it look familiar to me? The walls?
Absolutely, it looks very familiar. You've lived around this most of your life, this particular type of manipulation of rock. Very well. I do believe that we'll head to conclude the tour. We'll head over towards the kitchens and such. As he does so, you see that Steve, as he's leading you, she steps between Yip Yip and Skeech and the rest of the goblins, and is looking directly at the 2 gnolls that are kind of escorting you both on the side, and is giving them both the stank eye as they're looking at Yip Yip
same
and the
time.
goblins. Are like, their lips are kind of licking, and as they notice Steve looking at them, they both kind of snap their heads away, like they were like kids, like just had their hands in the cookie jar type of situation there. Steve's like, moving forward. Argyle takes you over towards the kitchen area, And first thing that you see as you go into the kitchen, as he opens the doors, is a set of 6 goblins that are in the midst of preparing a meal. There's this fresh, massive hunk of meat that has been laid down on the center table, and they're kind of carving up, making some steaks. There are pots that are going. There's some ovens that are also have stuff they're taking out and
What type
setting
of
up on
meat is it?
racks.
Thank you. Yes.
Nature check, please.
That'll be a 15.
16.
Yep.
Looks like it might have been like a lion's body of some nature.
A
From the
lion?
zoo, maybe? Or a manticore?
Oh.
Looks very fresh. And they look over and they're kind of annoyed, but they go back to what they're doing anyway. And as Argyle leads you past, he's like, well, again, the manor, the Lord of the Manor will be very happy to see you. He'll show you his fully stocked pantry. And he opens up the door, and in this room is a tree that has been drug in and kind of wedged into the ground, and there are pans of all kinds hanging from the pantry in here. And next he takes you over and opens the door to the scullery, and it is a room completely packed full of skulls of all imaginable kinds.
Oh.
And
This has been such a lovely tour, but I think I'm ready to meet your master.
what?
I would like to subtly retrieve the skull from my bag, put it into the file.
It's adding.
I'm reverse pickpocketing.
Yes, young sir. I will take you there now. It concludes our tour. I do apologize if I have offended you in any way. But
Yes, you have. I want to meet your master.
Oh,
Wait, Argyle, what? You gave us this tour, but you didn't tell us the significance of anything. Why does he collect all these things?
because they make him happy.
But why does he want us to see them?
I think he wants to share his collection and have you admire it.
Good sign.
I don't really question
never
as
heard
to why he asked me to do certain things.
Well, we certainly appreciate the hospitality, especially. Yes, and we would be, but yes, I think we would love to give our thanks in person.
Yes. And this way, please. I do apologize. And he leads you towards a center section of the manor and pushes open a set of doors. But to be honest with you, it's just kind of him leaning into the door to do it, and the two butlers go up and actually open the doors for you as you step through the doorway and into the room that is beyond there. Now, as you look at the room, the original purpose is impossible to tell. You suspect that several walls have likely been removed to create the massive open space of this throne room that sits before you. There's a huge fireplace that dominates one wall to the far side, and an oversized chair that is garishly decorated and resembles almost a child's impression of what a throne would possibly look like. The walls of the room, from ceiling to floor, are covered with hundreds and hundreds of degrees, certifications, commendations, letters of award, and other such accolades. And it's very painfully obvious that somebody has scratched out the original name and overwritten in a very fine handwriting the name of Loaf onto all of these various degrees and such along the walls.
Oh,
And-
you got fake degrees and titles too.
No, they are quite real, young sir. I assure you of this.
Oh yeah. Just like I'm not really a reverend. I get.
Oh,
Yeah, we know.
I knew
Be
that
quiet.
as well. Yes. Don't worry. And he gives you a wink. He leads you over to the.
I cast silence on Reverend's bow tie.
You keep it small, just over.
Yes.
So he leads you over to the table, and as you guys are walking over to the table, you're looking about the room itself. Now you can see,
It's gonna be okay.
looking over at Argyle as you all are being brought in, this sitting on the throne in a pose that's supposed to look very regal and dignified is a creature you believe to be an ogre of some nature, maybe a swamp ogre, judging by the coloration of its skin. It's like a gray-green. It is a hulking, muscular frame that this thing has, and it is dressed, packed into this purple suit that you see. It is very homemade as far as the look on it, and he has a top half, and sitting mounted to his lapel is a small flowering bush. Like it should have been a rose bush, but because of his size, they just couldn't find a flower quite large enough for that. just to the side, he reaches down and pets the cave bear that is next to him. And she wears a big pink bow. And as he's reaching down and petting her, she just growls, starts literally chewing on his hand. Like, just like not happy, quite angrily chewing on his hand. Not at all happy to be there at that point in time. And Argyle turns to you and he says, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the master of the house, the Sir Lord Magistrate Regent Lord Loaf, the third Esquire. And he begins to step back away from the table as you all are kind of ushered to your seats around the table there.
Are you a knight?
No, it's day.
He gets it.
Why did he call you sir?
Among other things.
I am Loaf, Lord Loaf, Loaf. And Argyle turns and says, Sire, I am very happy to introduce the heir to the throne of Granitegard has come to see you. And he turns and he puts his arms out to Reverend.
I take the bow tie off his shirt.
It is my pleasure. This is the youngest, the eldest of the sovereign's children. It does appear he seems to be traveling a bit incognito with his entourage here.
Yes.
And I do believe he was most pleased to make your acquaintance, and maybe the two of you could strike up some sort of accord. And Loaf looks over at you and, you sovereign?
I like to think that all people are sovereign over themselves and how they conduct their business.
Our Lord is so humble.
It's true.
Hey, Alec, come here.
Looks like the wheels are
Gonna
turning in
tinker
his
with your
head, and the gears aren't quite catching as he looks at that.
Pepper.
You are sovereign. Huh? You're
Reagent there?
like Loaf King?
I've been called many names in my time. I'm real pleased to meet you.
Are you lying?
I was actually legitimately excited that we got to here and that we didn't have to listen to the tour anymore.
So that, all right, I just had to ask on that. And that seems to please him. He sits back in the seat. He's like, oh, yes, good to have people in my home. I entertain for you. And yes, and at this time, the goblins begin to bring out food and drink and begin to set them out on the table for you all. And Loaf seems most pleased, particularly the centerpiece that they set down right in front of Reverend, who seems to have the centermost point in this U-shaped table at the head of honor, so to speak. And before you, they set down this massive thing of head cheese. And it literally is a head that is surrounded by cheese. And off to either side is a platter full of ladyfingers. And you're pretty sure there are probably ladyfingers in the setup on that.
I'm sweating.
There's
I'm sweating bullets.
There's
Look at
goat
me.
cheese and crackers with parts of goat smashed into the cheese as well, and questionably aged crackers. You can see that there is roasted bay fish, and Argyle looks, he goes, yes, this is freshly fished out of the bay today, as a matter of fact, for you. And there's also baked oysters and a wine sauce as well, and dozens of casks of wine and several barrels of beer are rolled out as well.
That's not so bad now.
And Argyle sits down next to you there, and please do enjoy. Loaf is like, yes, eat. Yes, Loaf is gracious to his guests.
Thank you.
Well,
Appreciated.
you know, remember your manners, everyone.
Of course, my Lord.
Could you show me to your restroom?
You want to rest?
Talk about the water closet, the loo, the privy, the commode, the
You need
toilet.
to make a poop.
Where's your pooper?
That too.
And he looks at one of the butlers and points, and the butler walks over to you and is like, "Oh."
Cool. I'm gonna stand up and
exit the table.
He takes you out of the room, past the kitchen, opens the door to the outside, and there's this trench that's dug out there with questionable materials in it. You can kind of smell from where you are as you step outside.
Well.
Is there anything else that I see outside? It's just a trench, and are we in a field? Is it a fenced area?
The entire
All that little tree.
The entire manor is surrounded by a tall stone fence. The back area here
All the
appears to be
leaves
where
are
they just
plucked
simply
from the trees
throw
nearby.
whatever waste materials that they have. There's lots of broken furniture, like a just massive amount of broken furniture and things along those lines. There are bones and just waste product, obviously, from eating, and then there is the trench filled with additional waste product. Very much looks just like they heave it out the back door here.
Is there somebody watching me?
The butler is standing there watching you. Well, he's actually not exactly watching you, but he's watching. He's kind of like,
I can take it from here, thanks.
he makes that and continues to stand there.
You can go.
He turns his back to you, but every so often he's casting an eye over to make sure you're not running away.
Am I like being held against my will? I know.
Oh,
Back inside. So back inside, for the rest of you that kneel, a tray is also brought out, wheeled out to loaf that has, looks like roasted leg of whatever the larger roasted creature is that's being brought out for you all. And he grabs a leg and begins just chew all up on it. A nasty, huge ogre mouth just tearing into the flesh quite happily and munching away greedily.
The lady fingers that looks like maybe they're actually like humanoid fingers. I give that plate to Steve. Like, Steve, it's sometimes food. All right, just remember, it's a sometimes food.
Steve just
Treat.
literally,
It's a little treat for you.
the head kind of like opens up on their hinge and just and just smile in all kinds of ways from Sunday.
Do I know anything about ogres? Do they appreciate like feats of consumption, like matching them in eating or matching them in drinking? Is that something that earns respect?
Let us go ahead and give, I would say, let's do nature on that.
Yeah. 23.
23. From what you remember about ogre culture, when you sample and eat food, it's not impolite for you to do things in polite society that might not be smiled upon as far as bodily functions and such. Yes, you can eat with your hands and things. That's not, impolite. Yes. Reverend, do you do that?
Well, I don't. Do I know this?
You haven't made a nature check. I was just wondering.
I look around. I think that I'm going to tell a story about how I once had dinner with an ogre, but then I look around at everyone, and I just keep my mouth shut.
All right. They are not a polite society.
I take a big chunk of meat and I rip it into 3 pieces, throw one to Skeech and give one to Sky, and then just like start chewing on it, like letting all the juices like flow down my face, and
I'm
just
gonna-
like super nasty.
Echo,
Like,
is this
take
the mode?
Uh-huh.
All right, and then I will also yank off.
And as I lift the hung up to my mouth, you said that Argyle just talked to us for like 30 minutes, right?
It was probably a 45, 50-minute tour of the
Wow.
house.
So
not including
in
the
a
20 minutes. that
perfect
Vaughn
rendition
spent.
of his voice.
Could that have counted as a short rest? I guess it doesn't matter. We're fine. Never mind.
Are we?
I'm going to have my mouth covered here, but I'm going to say, and this is only the first of many gifts my lord would like to present to the sovereign of Granitegard.
You're munching like that? All right.
Yeah, to cover my mouth as I say this.
You're not quite sure if Loaf heard that or not, but if he did, he didn't even react to it.
me get some of this ale over here.
Echo's ripping off meat. Vaughn pulls down his knife and fork. Sits it inside, like begins to like gingerly start to use his
I
hand,
just, like,
it's
kick-
harming him.
Like one of the plates over to you, like, oh, eat.
Well, I think by this
If this is what my lord wishes.
yeah, please eat. You know what? Actually, Damon, you look like you've been starving yourself so long to make sure that the rest of us have plenty of rations. Here, go ahead. It's dawned on me what's going on with the mimosa. So I'm like, get the head cheese. Like, here you go. You know what? You're from down south. They love head cheese down there. I'm just, you know what? You tuck in. You get the whole plate. Just
What a
for you.
shame I'm a vegan.
Just for you, buddy.
I didn't know that.
You know, eat?
I'm not hungry.
That's rude.
Yes.
Now, subjects under my.
Argyle looks over. He's like, "You sure you're not hungry? I mean, it would be considered poor manners."
I'm just gonna push the plate of food away. I'm a vegan. I only eat greens and vegetables.
And vegans.
And vegans. I guess.
Sir Lord Loaf, Esquire, would you like to
Echo.
conduct
Sir is the name.
an eating competition? Winner gets to tell a story.
Oh, story. Yes, you can tell story. That would be tell story. Yes. And he looks over at you and looks very expectantly.
While his attention is on Echo, am I able to sneak away from the table?
If you kind of look where you are, he can look directly at you all. So if you give a high enough stealth roll, there's a possibility you might. Depending on how much of a performance Echo's story is.
Damon is holding the bow tie with silence on it. So, not that he needs help with stealth, but it might.
Well,
Wait, so
let's see what
could they even be heard?
Yeah, it was put away.
Oh, okay.
So let's hear your story. What story do you have for Lord Loaf?
He realizes the whole eating competition thing was skipped over. Have you heard of the ogre boy and his human friends? It's a classic from where I'm from.
Oh, we eat them?
No, not quite.
We crush them.
Not
Pull their
quite.
legs off?
No. So
Push their heads?
it all began. Once upon a time, there was an ogre boy, and he wore purple and had blonde hair, and he had friends that were humans, and he was really nice to them, and they all were best friends, and they ate together, and they were nice and left people alone when they went to the bathroom, and they all lived happily ever after.
And yeah, that's a goblin friend too, right? I think I heard that story once.
That is terrible. Another story.
Echo, I feel like when we're doing our sparring practice, perhaps I should be trained in you in the art of storytelling.
I wasn't ready. I thought we were going to eat.
Story of my life, I guess.
He slams his fist down on the edge of the chair. Story.
You could tell them about one of our fights.
Oh, fights?
I don't like nonfiction.
Well, there we was. Facing down the horrible abomination known as the, it doesn't narrow it down, I know, known as the Collector. It looked dire. Then I took out a bottle of, I fell on it and lit it up in a ghostly fey aura. Then, Vaughn, thinking quickly, he took out this flame crossbow bolt and he shot it at him and it blew up and then ran away, screaming into the night. And after that, we was declared heroes of Newtown.
Oh.
It's kind of our origin story.
It's true. This happened.
Blow stuff up?
Quite the big explosion.
How long do you think that I was telling that story? Do you think that maybe I could have been telling it for a full minute?
I am sure there's a way that you could find to stretch that story out into a full minute.
Yeah.
Damon, what did you roll?
So,
A 15.
A 15? He is eyeballing you as you get up, and you're just kind of sliding over like you're going to go grab something off of one of the other plates. And then next thing you know, you're next to Sky, and you can see that he is peeping you the whole time he's listening to the story.
I'm just petting Sky.
Yeah, nice puppy dog.
She's looking at you like,
Are you?
So
This is not a thing we do.
if your story happened to stretch out for a minute, what,
The Lolth will have to make a wisdom save. As will Argyle. But
Red
not
are
the bear,
typically
because
low
it's not
wisdom.
a humanoid.
Do we have to make it 2?
No, I choose.
so what is the save on that?
15.
15. Okay. So Argyle makes his save.
Ah,
It was a 1 on the die, and since he has a -1, I guess it makes it a 0, right? But regardless, no, it's not white. I say it's not red, so he just failed it normally.
All right, so King or Lord Lolth idolizes me now.
You can see he's looking at you very starstruck. Argyle is already smiling at you. My lord, well done on that. He's most pleased on that story, which is good for all of you. Yes, I was a bit worried about that.
All right, well, now it's time to get down to brass tacks. Got questions for our esteemed host here?
7.
As that is happening here, we're going to switch back to Mary, who's been outside for at least a minute.
Having a stare off.
As the Noel keeps looking over his shoulder, like, are you done yet? Are you done yet?
I would like to cast banishment.
Fair enough. Nuclear option on my man's.
All right, go ahead and what's the saving
Get that
throw on
in your
that?
pocket for a peeping Tom. He's just like, goodbye.
who the Shadow Realm?
Honestly, yes.
Surprised it didn't happen sooner.
Yeah.
You just have to beat my charisma, is that right?
It's a spell save.
Oh, okay.
DC
It's
versus-
15. You have to beat a 15 charisma.
And
You
he
do.
flees immediately.
He flees.
He
Pocket dimension.
Oh, that's right, banishment.
You
My
don't
bad,
get the
wrong one.
choice. Goodbye.
Yeah, he looks at you for a brief second of
Banishment,
recognition
just
that
run
something
away.
terrible is about to happen,
Gone.
and goes poof,
For a minute.
and is gone.
He gone.
Reverend is currently spinning his yarn.
Okay. I think I am going to go back into the house.
So you enter back into the kitchen where all the goblins are.
Okay, can you describe? I thought it was like kind of more away. Am I not? Is it just like
So basically,
directly
if
outside?
you look at the house itself, he led you out of the house into the kitchen and out the back door over here. So as you come back in, you're in the kitchen where the 6 goblins are. And they look up at you and pretty much go back to what they were doing. They're cleaning up pots and pans. Looks like one of them is putting the finishing touches on a 6-tier layer cake.
You're away from us. Dear Lord.
Okay. I'm just gonna like casually walk by, like nothing happened. And I'm going to exit the kitchen.
All right, that would bring you out into the main chamber here. These are the doors that led you into the room where all your friends are currently dining.
Okay, and there's no windows anywhere in the house. Is that right?
Not that
Like
you
no
saw
way-
it all during your entire
Because
tour.
I thought when we were by the front door, you had said there was something commotion going on outside. We
You could hear the commotion.
You could hear, but you
happening.
couldn't see it.
Could not
Okay.
see it, no.
Can I open the front door and like look outside at what's going on? Is there?
So you go to the front door and you look. There's a bar that's been placed across the front door that you'll, number one, have to lift up and out of the way.
I will do that.
And as you lift it up and out of the way, it clicks into place. And now the doors, there's nothing appears to be stopping. There's a little lever that you saw that they turned, looked like it bolted the doors together. Mm-hmm. Turn the lever,
Probably gonna be
Yeah.
loud.
click. All right. And you're going to push the doors, pull the doors open.
Yeah, I mean, not like wide, but I just want to like have a peek outside. What do I see out there?
Okay, as you open the door, all the rest of you are sitting in the dining area there, and something begins shrieking throughout the house. And Argyle looks up, and the butlers look very concerned, and Loaf sits up in his seat, and he is looking about, notices that Mary hasn't returned, notices that the butler hasn't returned as well, and Loaf storms through the front door.
Hey, Wolf, hold on a minute. You know what? I was really enjoying.
Mary, you can hear the shrieking going on as well.
Can I hide?
Your company. Don't worry about that. It's totally fine. And I think you ought to tell your folks here to just stand down.
What's the resistance?
He's enthralled by me.
He's enthralled?
Yeah.
There's no saving throw, no nothing?
No,
you
he
got?
already failed it.
Oh.
That
How
was what
long
the
does
wisdom
that
save
last?
was.
Leave the bear
Or-
to me.
And it takes an hour.
Fucking bear.
An hour?
The next hour, he is
Okay.
hanging on my every word.
Interesting. All right. So Loaf looks very frustrated at the moment and goes and sits back down in his chair. And he's like, looks at the butler, and the butler goes running off to go check the front door.
Can I go after the butler?
Sure, you can attempt to go after the butler.
Can I sneak?
There's really no way to sneak. There's nothing to hide in and around.
Well, what? Okay, if I'm
Nope.
next to Sky,
Yeah.
can I like kind of like duck behind Sky?
I'm gonna,
and then sneak out.
Hey, Loaf.
I'm
look
gonna-
over there.
If your party can create a distraction that makes them look at the opposite side of the room, there's a chance you can sneak out.
Damon?
I was
Are you trying
gonna
to go somewhere?
just quietly, subtle spell, invisibility. Damon's now gone.
All right, Damon is now gone. Now that's a horse of a different color there. So that would allow you
No
to sneak
color.
out.
It's an invisible one.
So yes, technically a horse of no color since the light rays aren't striking Damon currently. Yes.
I love subtle spell.
All right. So Damon, yes, now you can certainly sneak out of where you are.
Okay.
And out the double doors you go. Mary, you're looking for somewhere to hide. Choose a room. You're going to go into the sitting room, the hall of frames, the ballroom, the library. Are you heading
well-
back to the kitchen?
From my tour, is there a spot that I think that I could be hidden? Like, was there anything in the frame rooms? Was there anything in the,
The room
library?
with the chairs is probably the best place to hide since there's so many packed in there, somewhere for you to hide behind.
Okay, I will go in there.
All right. So Mary is now currently hiding in there. Go ahead and give me a. Let's go ahead and do stealth on that. So see what you come up with there.
It's a trick.
6. Fantastic.
Holding a chair.
Yeah, you're
No.
you're feeling pretty confident in that. Damon, out into the empty front area you come. You can see that the front door here is ajar. And there's nobody out there in the hallway area. You can hear sounds coming from the kitchen. And a moment later, you hear quite a commotion actually coming from the kitchen as a gnoll rushes out of the kitchen and past you without even seeing you and into the area where everybody is eating and begins yelping and barking and you being really loud.
It's kind of hard to
Would I
see.
be able to grab the knoll before it does that and just
I think wood and invisibility.
I do believe that you would be able to do a sneak attack on that because you would certainly have advantage, but that would
Doing it again. It's happening again.
in the invisibility. Is this correct?
yes?
All right. Go
It's
ahead
in
and make
his
your roll.
nature. He's bred a weapon.
I got a 14 on the die plus 8.
That would probably hit.
We're being the baddies.
Do it.
I mean, we're being held against our will.
That is true.
I couldn't even pee, guys.
Yeah, that was crossing the line.
No.
It was, yes.
To be clear, we haven't tried to leave yet.
That's true.
Actually, I think
did,
somebody
though.
just did.
Yeah, well, we don't know that.
Yeah.
16.
16 points of damage. That's with your bonuses and stuff. All the
Oh, sorry.
with the.
I lied. It's
Yes.
21.
Okay, I felt that was a tad bit low for one of your attacks on that. All right, as the
Like, he can't see you. That's like. You think you assassinated this, bro?
Yeah.
yes,
Oh.
Combat started.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You
then
went
that's a
first.
crit.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
So
It's
just
okay.
max
Wait, I
dice
got you, fam.
and add 21
Don't
to
mind my
it.
man.
On God.
Yeah.
On God.
Let me try that
cap.
again.
No, that's
Oh, sorry. Wait, we all have caps.
Adam's correct.
You don't have to roll that. You just max the dice, remember?
Yep.
Yeah,
And then add 21.
Yeah, and then add 21 to
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
All right. So as
would that
the
be?
as the gnoll goes running past,
More.
try to run past you, your blades swip out and where did you strike the gnoll?
Oh, just
Oh, Wow.
Noisemaker part.
Basically, you just about decapitate the gnoll. Its body hits the ground, blood begins to spill out, and it's not making any more sounds at this point. Some burbling, bubbling sounds that the last of the air escapes its lungs. And
Little gurgle.
Yeah.
Loaf does not appear to notice that.
It's gonna be
Argyle
Manage the one nice.
does look over
There are
and
no
out to the hallway and sees the body.
Hey,
and immediately turns back and looks over at the Reverend. And he's like, "Sire, that may not be the best approach for things here."
I see a dead body on.
Yeah.
I whisper. I pull out a little thick string of copper wire, whispering to it. Damon, what are you doing?
It's just activity.
Can I pick up the body and throw it outside?
Yeah, so, okay.
goblins?
Are you gonna take it out the goblin door or are you gonna take it out the front door?
Oh no, the front door.
Okay. So Damon, yes,
quickly.
you grab the legs and begin dragging. What is your strength?
An 8.
An 8.
Hold on. Damon knows there's a room full of balls. You can create.
So Damon, you can be dragging the body towards the door.
I got bad news. So, Walt saw that happen.
We will get to that in just a moment. Damon begins dragging the body away. So what would happen if Loaf had happened to see that?
Well, this effect ends if it takes any damage, if you attack it, or if it witnesses you attacking or damaging any of its allies. Now,
Wait, I thought you said Loaf didn't notice.
Argyle saw it.
Argyle saw it.
Argyle's not enchanted.
So yes.
Archive's not changed.
Nope, he is not enchanted. So I'm just asking what I so that I know exactly if you all decide to do other wondrous
What's
things.
the
with
vibe around
here.
the table?
Not good.
All right. Is it noticeable, like, oh, something's wrong with, like...
Well, it depends what side of the table you happen to be on. If you are towards where you're sitting, which you, Steve, and Yip Yip are over here on this side with the goblin.
They put us there.
It's like the little kid table. You guys are just having a blast. The goblins they're digging the meal that isn't from Steve. Is totally digging the meal.
I was talking with the Reverend, so, like, is his face...
He's close enough to look. Reverend's face is pretty blanched white at this point for a moment. Then goes back to his like, oh, not trying to put that.
I've got an idea. And I'm going to stand up on the table.
Okay.
So, Loaf. Lord Loaf. Many extra titles. Loaf. Loafy. You're pretty strong, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You think you're the strongest thing out here?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. It's because we saw some pretty strong stuff. And I'm just going to try to get him into a conversation about how strong he is. And slowly making my way across the table, just stepping on the food or whatever, to look away from the hallway.
He is now focused towards your side of the table as you're giving your little strong speech. To show you how strong he is, he reaches over and grabs the cave bear by the scruff of its neck and picks it up one-handed and shows you how strong he is as the cave bear is just kind of hanging there looking quite upset about this.
That's really strong.
And then sets it back down, and the cave bear again is like, "Arr," and growls at him.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
What is the range for you to speak with the animal?
I think it's about to become a
Good question. Self.
Self. I mean, like, so you can cast, but are you going to be able to? So you're going to yell across the room to the cave bear and bear.
Hey, bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm already just like, eating meat and drinking like.
All right. What do you say to the
There are
bear?
weird-
I say to the bear, in perfect bear,
Bearish.
you like living here?
No, this guy sucks.
You wanna join us?
He's stupid.
Life is good. What do we need to do to like defeat him?
Why don't you kill him?
We could, but like, is there like a cleaner way to do that? Because right now we're kind of in his lair.
I don't know.
Bear lair.
Like, I'm chained to this chair.
You're
I
chained to
sit
the chair.
here. He throws temper tantrums. He pets me. It sucks. I hate it.
Trade offer. We cut the chain. You help us.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I would shake on it, but you're all the way over there.
Oh, I understand that.
Let's shake on it.
See, my retinue has many talents. We can speak perfect bear. We've got amazing tap dancing skills.
Right, you're doing this right.
At this point, one of the gnolls comes over and brings and sets down a small chest in front of you and opens it up. And inside the chest, it looks to be all kinds of jewelry and trinkets and things like that. Looks to be quite expensive. He has it in front of you there, Reverend. And Loaf says, yes, I give you present. Now you give Loaf present.
You're gonna give us that?
I want that. And he points right over at Yip Yip.
Oh, no. Nah.
Yes.
You can't have that.
I want it.
I want it.
You
Break the chain.
I'll tell you what.
This is not the
tell you what.
kobold you're looking for.
Absolutely.
Loaf.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to go. I also need to use the restroom, so I'm just, or the.
We're your friend.
Oh, great question. I'm gonna go check. You know,
What?
usually we go in groups. So
You know what? She was having a stomach problem. You really don't want to go out there.
That's true.
Loaf stands up, begins walking over towards the double doors there that are wide
A
open.
wrestling match. Loaf.
Oh yes, a wrestling match.
Against
You love that.
Wrestling match.
Yeah.
I wrestle you, and I get hurt.
You wrestle her. I'm gonna point it at Anna. Okay. In 10 minutes. The lady's got to get ready. You know.
That's true.
That's how
Yeah, you
ladies
gotta
are.
hype yourself up.
Looks over at the butler. Find the other one. And one of the butlers and begins to leave the room.
10 minutes.
What?
Just in a sec.
10 minutes now.
And I'm gonna pull out my alchemy kit. So,
Nice.
You gotta trust me, Anna. Just give me a
The
second. Remember
butler-
what I did with the Reverend?
The,
That's gonna happen to you.
the butler stops in the door frame at this point, looks out, sees the trail of blood,
God.
looks over. There's the open door. Can't see the body past that. Damon is
That
nowhere to
must
be
be
seen
that
at this
time
point.
of the
Somewhere
month.
within that area. Mary is nowhere to be seen at this
Oh,
point.
where the floor-
And it looks,
Can I follow the?
you get up from your table and go
I
follow the
walk
butler.
up to Argyle. I tap on the shoulder. Hey, Argyle.
Yes.
You saw nothing. Charm person, please.
Roll.
Because I don't have to concentrate on the other one.
No, but you don't cast the spell. You just say that.
Yeah.
I just.
So what is
I wave my fingers and I whisper into his ear. I'm best friend.
what is the DC on that?
That would be also 15 wisdom.
You don't have to use any magic on me, sire. I'm not quite eager to spend all of my years left. I've been here for 12 years.
Tell me, Pastor Phil.
All half of his years.
So yes, yes, I do believe the Lord is getting most frustrated if you are seeking at this point to.
Will?
What?
Are you being held here against your will?
Dude, I would not have spent 12 years in this godforsaken city with monsters. Do you know how it is? I'm 98 years old.
You want to come with us?
Oh, I would love to come with you, but I'm a little worried about walking out into the streets with monsters and such.
Okay, well, it's be in here with monsters or be out there with monsters and make a choice.
Yes, and whilst I understand that and all, I do believe you're probably going to need to deal with this situation first.
Wrestling match.
Oh,
So,
actually, before, we get this loaf. This has been such a lovely meal. There are things that, though, I would love to maybe share with you. Would you? And I'm gonna pull out of my bag the fruit that I've been holding this up.
all right.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes. And just a little light repast, and I'm just gonna give them all to him.
Ooh.
It's
And
delicious.
he begins to, he eats the entire bushel that you had.
Oh, great,
Is,
fantastic.
is he distracted by that at all to where I could get up and get near the bear?
This is
Yes.
insane.
He devours the fruit and lets forth the most wretched, horrific belch that you have ever been anywhere near. He is now standing by the table. If we can go ahead and move Loaf over by the table there. He would be right there.
Is there any way I can
And
rush my creation?
You are, unfortunately, in the fallout of that stench. And he's like, "Ugh," and pats his tummy. Seems very happy about what you just gave him.
Rats. He doesn't need to make a con save or anything.
Already made a check on that.
Cool. Yep. No, that makes that tracks.
So
I look like a flare bar.
I'm going to jump around a little bit for just a second. Damon, so you're hidden somewhere out there in the house. What are you doing?
I'm waiting for that other Noel Butler to walk by.
The Noel Butler is frozen at the door frame, making these little whimpering sounds, looking back over at Loaf, looking at the blood, looking out there.
He doesn't
Not
go explore.
Oh, absolutely not. He's like kind of backpedaling a little bit right now, like looking around. Mary.
Let me ask you a
Yes.
question. How distracted is Loaf?
At this point, Loaf is engaged with Anna and the merriment happening over at the table.
So
Echo is now slinking over towards the bear, so let's go ahead and move Echo to about here.
So would I be able to stealthily rush the Knoll, pull him into the hallway, and kill him?
Do you
just like grab his snout like a dog?
Damon?
You're in the
do I-
sitting room with the door closed, hiding behind a chair right now. It's been several minutes and nobody's come to try to find you.
Okay, then I want to get up and
Stealth
yeah,
assist.
I want to come out of the room and like.
All right, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Okay.
Damon, this isn't really much of a stealth because it is a broad open area. You can get a Naruto run at him.
Yeah, that's what I want, man.
I'm going to give you an intimidation on this. To see what happens at this moment as you Naruto run towards him with your blades out.
I would say that's advantage because that's
You're
scary.
yelling.
So
Only because you know Damon, but you know what? In this case, I'm going to give you advantage on that.
No, anybody with that confidence is terrifying.
20, not natural.
Not natural. All right, so
Oh my
Mary, what you do is you open the door and you look out. What was your stealth roll?
bad. So I was actually going to use my safety gloves that I got to rewind and try that again.
Una reverse.
Oh,
Can I do that? in 5
Absolutely, you can.
seconds? Okay. Oh,
A nat 20?
a nat 20.
All right.
Wow.
So somehow you're like clang, all the scale mail is shipping and shuffling, and as you open the door, it must be the footsteps that you see, that you hear out in the hallway that kind of mask you opening the door as Damon rushes past the door with blades out. They're behind him like this. And you hear this little whimper sound at the end of the hall coming from that
I like to
direction.
imagine I'm shaking and now I can see
The
it.
rest of you that are kind of looking at the table towards us, Loaf is not. So anybody that's on that side, which would be Vaughn, Sky, Dame. No. Actually,
No,
yeah,
I'm
no.
on that hallway.
Vaughn and Sky are the only two from your party that really look over, and you see this
These people
piddle.
have no etiquette.
You see this piddle happen where the Noel is standing. Obviously, he's quite scared. His tail dips between his legs, and we're going to go to break. And we will be back here in just a few moments to see what happens.
Don't ever invite any of us to your party.
All right, welcome back from the break there. As we prepare to commence, I guess, with war crimes. No. So we're gonna do a round of actions before we slip into, I guess, the wrestling match that's about to occur. I believe the wrestling match that's about to
It's a good
occur.
old knuckle match.
So let's go ahead and begin. Mary, we're going to start and work our way across here. So, Vaughn, as you sit there at the table, you can see that Mary is right next to Loaf. Loaf seems to be dividing his attention between Anna and Skeech. The butler is kind of behind Loaf at this point. The last of the butlers, as far as that's in the major room there, is very much involved with what's going on at the table.
Yes.
Darlin is over by the throne, which was the maid. She seems to be not engaged with anything else that's going on at this point. The cave bear is over by the throne, and you can see that Echo is moving that direction. What is it that you're doing at this point?
Having finished the meal that was put in front of him, he puts the knife and fork back down, dabs both corners of his mouth, excuses himself from the table, walks over to Argyle, and says, I had a few more questions. I'd love to go see some of those rooms again.
Oh,
With me, and I just pick up this old, frail man and begin walking him out of the room.
what is your strength?
More than a 98-year-old's.
What is your strength?
It
Enough.
is not 8.
It's an 8.
Is it enough?
As you expect
Not
him to
yet.
weigh more than what you think he should.
Yeah.
In those robes, there's apparently not a lot of meat left on this guy, and you're like, oh, well, that's surprising.
I feel good.
About the same, almost as much as picking up Skeech or Yip Yip as you lift this guy. He's like, oh, well, I guess we'll be going this way.
Tag.
Great question.
And you're leading him towards the door at this point?
Yes, I am.
All right. Let's go ahead and we're going to move Vaughn over to right there right now. So here's Vaughn here. And Vaughn is
Carrying
standing
butler.
right there. As you're walking towards the door, you can see that the other butler currently has its ears kind of flattened out and its tail between its legs, and there appears to be a wet spot on the floor where the butler is. Mary, what are you doing at this point? Damon has just rushed by you with this. You've seen that look before in Damon's eyes.
I'm going to rush out and see what's going on.
All right. So Mary is going to come out from her little spot here and move out into the main area there, where you can see Damon has just about closed the gap between himself and the butler.
Damon, what are you doing?
I'm not listening.
But you do see me holding an old man.
And at this point, you can see that Vaughn has scooped up Argyle, is holding him in his hands. The old man has his arm kind of around Vaughn's shoulder at this point.
I'm sorry.
It looks almost like Superman holding Lois Lane, sort of. Yes. So we're going to move to Anna. Anna, what are you doing at this moment?
I'm just gonna start stretch. Yeah, I'm just like
Limbering up?
yeah, getting my
All right, Skeech, what are you doing?
I look like a flair bartender as I'm just a whirl of motion trying to get this potion ready in record time.
He's making a $22 cocktail.
Absolutely.
That hurts.
Plus tip.
Moving over to Yip Yip. What are you doing at this moment?
I'm moving behind Sky to hide.
All right, let's go ahead and move our little kobolds over here behind Sky.
I can't wait to ingest it.
Poor
Echo,
Yip Yip was
you have made it just about here, and the cave bear is somewhere over there. Are you continuing over to the cave bear?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and move Echo over to the cave bear.
And if I'm sitting in front of him,
She looks over you like, I'll eat you if you mess this up.
that's fine. Listen,
Just so we're clear.
I don't believe in tyrants. Doesn't seem like you do either. So I think we're on the same team here.
One request. Get this stupid bow off my neck before we do anything else.
Yeah, honestly, it's tacky. And I'm gonna just with one sword, just like slice that gently, and then I'm going for the chain.
All right, you're getting fiddly and working with the chain there. Damon, you have just about closed the gap between yourself and the butler. What are you doing?
I wanted to kill the butler. I thought I made that clear.
All right.
Clue, I did it.
It's always the butler.
Cover the
Usually
old man's
include it's
eyes.
not the butler being murdered, though. Okay, so this case, Mr. Body, go ahead and make the roll.
Damon in the hallway with any means necessary.
With the candlestick.
That would probably be the nicest
14
thing.
on the dice with that's in +8, so.
Okay, well, that certainly meets or beats the number to hit the poor Knoll. This would not be a critical.
Because he sees me, but that's okay.
Good. I want to see.
Hang on, it says I have advantage on attack rolls because he hasn't gone yet, so I just want to see if I can natural 20. No, I got worse. Anyway,
Well,
it's fine. It's worth a shot. It's worth a try.
Is that you, Hammer?
He's sleeping.
Thank you,
Wow, I
Billy.
can't read it. 14. 19.
19 points of damage. All right, Damon, close the gap, please. And Damon blades out. It was one blade, two blades?
1.
One blade. All right. You rush up and bury your blade deep into its abdomen, and you hit something very, very important. And its eyes go wide for a brief moment, makes this little kind of sound, and begins to sag against you.
And I'm pulling it into the hallway now.
All right. And Reverend, what are you doing?
Where in the world?
You're in a different genre of movie from
This is like I've come into the room with the pizza boxes. And everything. I'm trying to have a nice party, and I see Anna limbering up over there, and I'm like, all right, now we're gonna have a good old fashioned wrestling match. Now I want this to be a show, put on a show for everyone. So I'm talking to you, Sir Loth. You gotta bring your best, because this is our best.
For night.
And I go over to and I touch Anna and I give her bardic inspiration.
amazing.
But I do it in the form of like cutting like a promo from like WWF. Like, my friend here, she's the meanest son of a gun this side of the Timorol Islands. I've seen her do terrible things. Are you
no
sure you're
sense of
ready for
growth
this?
The whole time. It's all true.
I will pluck off her arms and hit her with them.
I actually got out of the mines for bad behavior.
All right, now I want a good clean fight. No eyeball gouging, nothing below the belt. Actually, do whatever you want.
Los begins to smile tremendously. All right.
Knock out. It's a plate leg.
That's what the chair room is for, actually.
Let us go ahead and proceed to initiative.
Great.
We're gonna find out that
have
these
I
are like the
finished
only
my
nice
task?
I would say that you would be able to have that as your action in the first round here, because he has just promoted the fight and kicked it into gear.
But isn't it just a one-on-one?
Oh, currently it's going to be Anna and that, but I'm sure the rest of you are going to be looking to do actions as this is occurring.
I really like.
Okay, so we still roll initiative.
I don't need to. This,
I love that we're
Anna's got
dressed
this.
in cowboy style and we're about to be in like a saloon fight. I want to switch. Is there a chandelier in the room?
In the room? No, there is not a chandelier.
but is there a spittoon?
You know what, Reverend? I will give you a chandelier. Yes, there's a chandelier in the room.
I wanna kick the player piano in the corners.
One of the notes in the bag.
No, you gotta
All right.
throw a butler in.
So, anybody that would like to participate in some way, shape, or form as the action is going down can roll for initiative at this point in time.
The lowest stakes initiative, and I roll higher than I ever have.
What's that feeling?
Feels
So,
bad and good.
we are going to start from the top here. So, do I have 21 to 25?
23.
22.
23 and 22.
I have saved this for fight
All right.
to the death?
Do we have, I'm looking for 16 through 20.
17.
17. Okay, 17. That's going to be yip. Wow, that's doing well. Then let's go ahead and move our way down the lineup here. Do we have 11 through 15? Any takers?
13.
12 for Vaughn.
Bless it.
Okay, Mary. And that's going to be Vaughn.
I'm the old man.
So let's continue down the lineup here. Do we have 6 or 10?
Oh, I got a 10.
Slowest arm in the West. I got a 9.
Don't you mean thirdest arm in the West?
Echo and Sky. All right.
Oh, right.
The third.
All right. So what do we have? What is below? Anybody below a 5 or 5 and below?
am directly at a 5.
You're at a 5.
I'm
All
at a
right,
5.
Anna. All right.
That means I gotta give it to you first.
Yeah, exactly.
So then we have our goblins after that. All right. So, Damon, you are at the top of the rotation as things are about to kick off here. The body has slumped against you. It's moist in more ways than one.
And I bring you
You.
murder.
Didn't need to know that part of information. I'm gonna look at Vaughn, and I'm just gonna start dragging the body into the hallway. I'm covered in knoll blood, like.
Strength check, please.
You don't need to see this, Argyle.
Oh, please don't make me do this.
Can't see anything.
So I rolled an 8, so that's a 7.
7. All right. You go "Roar!" as you make noise as the body slumps against you. The weight of the knoll is pressing, and you begin to drag this thing back as it is literally resting heavily upon you. All right, Reverend, what is your action?
Are we like killing all these people? Or what?
Above board,
Well,
it doesn't.
at this point in time, I don't know what's about to happen to poor Argyle. I think Vaughn might be carrying him off to dispose of him in silence.
No.
We
Are you sure about that?
So
You need my help. I got
there's
you.
his goblins in the room.
his goblins are in the kitchen doing goblin things in the kitchen. The only creatures here within the room are currently Loaf, the one remaining butler who's standing behind him, and then Darlin, who's up by the chair, and she's watching all this go down. She's actually just looking over at Echo as he's freeing the bear, and not looking to intervene whatsoever. She's actually turned and is just kind of dusting the chair at this point in time.
Okay. Well,
Are you untying the chain?
I cast disguise self on myself, and I turned myself into a referee.
Yes. This is the energy.
And I go into the middle, and I go to in between Anna and And lol. And I say, all right now, let's give a clean fight. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it on.
Let's go ahead and position the Reverend right between.
And I back up a step.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the table then.
Yes, please.
All right. So okay, very good. It is going to be Loaf's turn, and Loaf reaches over and he's going to attempt to grab Skeech with a grapple.
Well, hold on.
Yes.
I assume mouth agape, Loaf, because he does that.
Yes.
Which has an onion in it. As I'm like, wait. And I want that as far back as possible in the throat. Oh, not to death, I'm sure, but maybe for an inconvenience.
All right. Go ahead and let's beat his attack roll on that with yours. Let's try to stop it.
You just want me to?
He's going to look to grapple you.
What's my bonus on onion?
Onion?
Are you proficient?
You know what? Let's add. Wow.
I mean,
dude.
the goblins are the chefs, so.
That's a good
Is
point.
he proficient in onion?
Yeah. Well, my goodness, I'm trying to figure. Let's say sleight of hand. You are.
Proficient.
I will. You know what? Sleight of hand with advantage. We'll call it a deal.
What's that?
Sleight of hand with advantage.
I'll give you that. Let's do that because he's not expecting it. Oh.
That's incredible. It's not a critical fail, but it is. It is the 2 numbers above that. A 9.
A 9. All right.
9.
So as you hold it doesn't choke him or anything else along those lines, but it does appear directly in his mouth as you were looking for,
Good.
which does stop him from grabbing you. He looks at you like, and swallows the onion, and then just turns towards Anna at this point,
Oh my God.
and proceeds to just do like kind of a conch motion towards her head.
That's Pat Panda.
Prepare to get
All right. So that is going to be a 16.
16 to hit you.
16 misses.
All right. 16 misses.
So, yeah.
He smashes the kind of next to the table, makes Reverend pop up in the air for a brief moment, and looks a little bit frustrated. Matter of fact, you can see a little bit of anger on his face as his cheeks begin to flush a little bit red there.
All right, now, right out of the gate, we got first strike by Lowell. He's coming in strong with the downward chop. Anna ducks out of the way.
Yeah, that's right. Dex move here.
All
I
right.
will be commentating.
Let's go ahead and switch to Yip Yip. It is your current action.
Seeing the absolute absurdity of the situation now,
What are you talking about?
she's gonna pull out her hurdy-gurdy and start playing.
Well, you all were hoping for some piano music. This is what we've got. Performance, please.
Gosh, I love everything about this.
That is a 19.
19. Wow.
What a ruckus.
So for something deep and down you is inspired, and you seem to pick the right tone for the battle here, or whatever is happening on your life. Yes. Anything else that you're doing at this point?
Backing up more.
All right.
I'm getting further and further away from the person who is just wanting to probably eat me.
Very good. We're going to move over to Mary at this point. Mary, you see that Damon is having trouble with the Knoll body that is slumped against him as he's trying to backpedal. His feet are a little bit slick from the blood that's running out, and he may have some trouble.
Mary. The condensation of blood.
All over my.
And then I also see Vaughn carrying an
You
old
see
man.
Vaughn carrying the old man.
Hoisting him above.
The old man has his arm around Vaughn's shoulder, looking a little bit confused about what's going on at this moment.
I hold this
But he's kind of going with
tied
it.
to my neck.
He nuzzles.
Vaughn, what are you doing with the old man?
He doesn't need to be a part of this.
His eyebrows tickle
A
your
part of
nape.
what?
And you just see the chaos happening behind in the doorway.
I want to go witness the whatever is going
Okay, so you
on.
walk past
Whatever,
Damon and just stand in the
it's the right
doorway?
Huh?
You walk past Damon and just stand in the doorway?
I imagine this is like that.
I mean, I feel like
Shrek
Damon
movie.
can handle a body
Okay.
that's dead.
Let's go ahead and move Mary up to right about there. And you're just staring into what's going on. You look over and you can see that Echo is very feverishly working on trying to free the bear. The maid is just kind of looking on, watching it again, still dusting the chair. Vaughn is looking to try to slip past you with the old man. There's blood and other bodily fluids from the knoll on the floor.
Could I maybe assist in freeing the bear?
You could dash over there. And that would burn most of your actions. Get you almost to where Echo is.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and using the dash action, should put Mary right about here, I believe. All right. And so Vaughn, what are you doing at this moment?
I am still carrying the old man Argyle. I look over to Damon. Do you have all this taken care of?
Yes.
I'm going to use my action to cast illusion on the doorway that leads into the kitchen so it looks like everything is fine and nothing is happening in the hallway. And I'm just going to keep walking 30 feet forward.
All right. Let's go ahead and move Vaughn out of the room,
Goblin
30 feet
POV
forward.
is-
What about right there?
Yeah. And to be fair, because it's like, 5 by 5, it is roughly where if they were to turn and look, goblin height out. Just the hallway being normal.
As a
Very
goblin,
good.
I can approve that.
Goblin approved. Very well.
Tap my hard hat.
Speaking of goblins, Skeech, what are you doing at this moment?
So I'm going to, as a free action, pull out a spider silk towel around my neck and saunter over to Anna and go, all right, it's hastily brewed and it's gonna taste real bad. Bottoms up, and I wanna take her by the chin and just.
Glug, glug, glug. All right.
So it's like one of those.
So that is an additional potion of growth. So you're gonna be large size, have advantage on all your athletics checks, which may come up soon. I don't know. And if you have to do any attacks, you add an additional D4 to them.
Oh, snacks.
Mm-hmm. So that's for you, and
snacks.
I did say snacks.
yeah.
Okay.
Snacks. And then
Tasty.
for my bonus action, I'm just going to disengage, and I'm gonna walk over to Yip Yip, and I'm gonna go. Let's do it. You got this. I'm in your corner.
So Skeech, you grab Anna, yoink her mouth open, pour in the potion, and as you're walking away, Anna begin to enlarge. Like that,
Fantastic.
your armor doesn't quite join you on that bit. It's a little tough. But you know what? You're still wearing it somehow, some way, shape, or form, kind of like the way the Hulk always has pants, so you're good.
Great.
And you
A little
feel
goblin magic for you.
you're feeling pretty confident about this. Suddenly, he's not quite as intimidating as he was prior to.
And in an amazing development, Anna has grown to large size. Time to even the playing field.
You talk a lot.
Yes, I do.
All right. Echo and Sky, it is your action at this point.
All right, first action. I'm just trying to get this thing off.
All
the
right.
chain.
Let's go ahead and
already off the chain.
Let's do strength on that.
Strength. Can I just hit it with my sword?
Oh, sure. Give it an attack roll. See if you can get it.
All right.
It's a chain.
It is a magic sword.
It has a stat block.
That will be a 24.
24. All right. As you fiddle with the chain, trying to get it off, you're just like, nah.
Prone.
Whipping out the Kopesh, you hack the chain, and it gives.
And,
The bear breaks free.
I want to say to the bear, tell me, what is your name?
What?
Your name.
Tiffany.
Well, this idiot calls me Teddy.
What do you want to be called on your first day of freedom?
Let's just kill this thing and we'll figure that out.
All right, that's a really long name. He sticks out his third arm and
The hell is that?
tries to shake the bear's hand.
It backs away from you.
This is my price of freedom.
Seems kind of repulsed by it, but whatever.
Thank you. I think we should just kill this thing and then get out of here.
I agree.
I will see you soon.
I never want to see that hand again, please. All right.
Bonus action, Sky is going to
Want to just stand guard and protect the two little ones?
lame. She is going to go just go run out the door. Or no, she's just gonna dash towards me, so she's just gonna run 100.
All right. That should put Sky somewhere.
She can go near Mary, that would be
Right
fine.
by Mary. Let's just put Sky right by Mary, leaving Skeesh and Yip Yip.
Our cover's gone.
We got on it. It's fine.
All right. Any other actions or things you're doing this round?
No, that'll be it.
All right, we'll add the bear to the lineup
We'll
here
not
now.
tolerate failure. We trained for this.
If I have movement, actually, can I move over to Sky as well?
Yes, go ahead and put Echo by Sky.
Whoever that is.
Maid.
Oh, it's the maid?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh shit.
She does not appear to be engaging. At any rate, she continues to dust the chair, like kind of backing away a little bit behind the chair so that.
I'll just, with the third arm, just give her a thumbs up.
Remember, grab and twist.
Okay, Anna, what are you doing at this moment?
Great. Okay, I have a couple questions. Just like any good pit fighter, I just want to like get a lay of the land. What's the giant blue thing in the middle of the floor?
The giant blue thing in the middle of the floor appears to be a shallow pool of water.
Okay, incredible.
This could be mud
Interesting.
wrestling.
Next stage. Great. I want to pick up a chair
I knew it!
and I want to break it over his head.
All right, let's get into attack roll.
Great.
My God, here she comes with the chair right over the head.
Would we say that I'm proficient in chair?
Do you have Tavern Brawl or anything along those lines?
No.
Okay, no, you're not proficient in chair.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
It's an improvised melee weapon.
Great. Okay. That's gonna be
The D4 is to damage.
to
not
damage.
hit.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a 17 to hit.
17 would certainly strike him.
Great.
So Lolth is no longer under my thrall.
Oh,
at this
no.
point.
And as you
That ship has sailed.
smash the chair over Lope's head
But he
Yeah.
attacked us
and
first.
crush his top
He
hat,
attacked us first.
he screams in this pure guttural rage of anger that you have destroyed his top hat.
Okay.
Any other actions or anything you're doing?
Actually,
See
technically,
the
I do have 2 attacks. So I'm gonna finish the job. I want to try and take his hat and rip it in front of him.
Make an attack roll.
Great. Oh no! Yeah. Oh wait. Would you say that this is perhaps not an attack? Could I sell you on athletics? Because it's like more. Because it's like a grab and go.
But it's not much of a strength. Big nabbing it up. But I will give you, let's say, acrobatics on that, because it is kind of a dexterous sort of thing.
Oh no, that's worse. I'll just take the attack roll. Thank you.
Okay.
I apologize for thinking.
You do
like,
have
yeah,
D8 inspiration
I
still.
do have the D8 inspiration. Yeah, great.
Do you want that hat?
God, I want it so bad. Okay, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get there. Do I have?
You do have inspiration dice aside from the Reverend, if you wish to spend any of those.
Oh God, do I? How bad? No.
What else are we gonna use it for? Nothing important's gonna come up.
This is the curse of inspiration.
We have to.
Yeah,
we never use it.
I want it so bad.
Here.
No.
I have not used that in ages.
Great. What?
Is that the platinum?
No, that's copper. I
Copper.
think.
Okay, copper is the
I
D4.
thought it was a
A
platinum.
D4.
Personally.
Okay, so
So
we're gonna
D4
nickel
to
and dime
D8,
our way
right?
there. Great. Okay. So we are at 8, and then the D4. Then we're at 10, and then I'm gonna throw in my silver for another D8,
All right.
and so we are at 15.
15. Okay. Because this is not really an armor class style
Yeah.
check, I'm going to give that to you. And you snatch the hat.
Inspiration burning.
Like
Take that
all
hat.
about the it's all about
Okay.
the performance, and I want
Snatch the hat.
and
gotta
I want to
sell
make
those
direct
tickets.
eye contact and rip it in half.
My God, she ripped his hat, folks.
Yep, we should back up.
As you rip the hat apart,
Yeah.
his eyes literally bulge out of his head. You can see the veins in them. The veins in his neck begin bulging, and this horrific ripping and tearing sound begins to just every facet of him bubbles and kind of and just stretches, and he bursts out of his clothes.
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and replace Loaf?
Oh, I changed my mind.
And
guys.
You triggered a bomb. He's angry.
loses his mind at this point and is screeching unintelligibly.
Cool. And
And he only says,
guys, I might have made a small mistake.
I think it's fire time.
Thank God
I
used all
turn,
that.
point, and scream.
Bald!
He did wear a hat. So at this point in time, we move to the goblins. What are the goblins doing at this point?
Screaming
Wait,
ball.
one more thing, just for flavor.
They're all
Yes.
Making eye contact. I'm just gonna drop it like it doesn't mean anything to me. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Just yeah.
All right.
Whatever.
And
And so you're thinking green.
What are the goblins doing at this
That don't
point?
impress
I think
me.
they're all pointing and screaming bald.
Dongle runs over to where Skeech is and is standing behind Skeech. Not screaming ball or anything else like that. And he's like, "Ah!"
I mean, I think Mary knows where the bathroom is if you gotta go. Bald.
The bear is right by Echo, and only because Echo speaks bear are you able to translate what comes out of the bear's mouth. And
Absolutely.
it's certainly not appropriate for a show of this nature, but you can see the bear's shoulders kind of sag a bit. Goes, uh-oh.
Don't be afraid, we should just kill him now and then leave. This is just one small hurdle in your journey to freedom.
We move back to the top of the round here. It is now Echo's. It is now Damon's turn.
Hearing him, he yelled kill, right?
Oh, very long, very loud, and very sincere.
I'm just gonna drop the body. I'm no longer worried about it.
It's like that kind of party now.
I know, right? I want to join. I'm going to use my bonus action to use Fleetfoot to go into the room.
Mm-hmm.
And then, how tall is the ceiling?
Well, consider the fact that he is
Established to be like 20 feet because the.
Yeah, he is. His head is barely clearing the ceiling. Like there's points in time where he's kind of bumping against it a bit.
Oh, so he's almost 20
amazing.
feet
'Cause
tall.
I'm gonna pull out my crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to shoot it into the ceiling. And I don't know. I want to swing and slash at the back of his neck.
All right, that is acrobatics, please.
What?
Attack on Titan.
Point out that
What did you ask for? I'm sorry.
Acrobatics.
Oh, okay.
Play that
That's a
game.
natural 20, so that would be a 31.
All right. So you shoot the crossbow at the ceiling and swing up behind him. Because of your natural 20, this is going to give you advantage on your attack roll.
Sweet.
And out of nowhere, coming down from the rafters, it's Damon.
I recommend you back up.
With a steel grappling hook.
Look out, folks, he's got his daggers in his hands.
21.
21 would beat the armor class on low.
Sweet.
Like a sledge, he's coming down.
And, would you say I'm in, like, range of my teammates?
Yes.
Certainly put it on a big
You
show.
would be able to use your sneak attack.
Great low field here.
22.
22 total points of damage?
Yup.
All right.
As this is happening, can I, for free action, be like, watch out for my shadow, as Damon.
All right.
Reaction to
Damon, you
intimidate.
swing up and land basically about where the shoulder blades are and plunge your blade into the back meat. You are actually very surprised at how little damage it seems to do on that attack as you bury the blade into it.
we hate that.
And the muscle kind of tenses up
But
on the blade there, and you're like having trouble actually cutting through the tissue.
Okay.
now is Damon just below the chandelier?
Damon is pretty much, if you look at the back of Loaf's, he's kind of right up there.
And that's I'm saying the chandelier's right there, right?
No, the chandelier is
You're
more
tracking
over
it
by
like
where
a
Reverend is,
titan.
just above where
Huddle
Reverend.
mighty.
He's kind of centered in that area around the table there, kind of like
But it's a huge opulent
above there.
chandelier.
So technically, Damon could then leap off the shoulders and jump onto that if he had another action or bonus action or something along those lines.
That's it. That's all I'm doing.
All right, Reverend, we move down to you.
All right, well, now I'm seeing that, like, it's maybe not fun and games as much anymore.
We are having so many fun games.
I look over at Lowell, and I'm like, all right, now it's become a tag team match, and I'm tapping in. You ugly and you bald. And I cast vicious mockery.
All right. What's my resistance on that?
Cheering you on. Can we give you advantage?
Wisdom.
You disadvantage on wisdom.
He does not make it. I can assure you of that because that was a 10 to the -1. So that gives me a 9. I'm sure that does not match yours.
Then he'll take 5 damage. I don't get the bonus because someone stole my bow tie. And I. Was it me? Yeah, 5 psychic damage, and we'll have disadvantage on his next attack.
All right. Disadvantage on his next attack, which. Is there anything else that you're doing this round?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still like. This is how high up is the chandelier?
The chandelier hangs down about 5 feet off the ceiling, so 15 feet up.
All right, I'm just gonna make a note of it, but I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay.
Stay where I am.
Any other actions? Anything else
That's
you're
it.
doing? All right. This shifts over to Loaf, and he is currently in his murderous rage at this point in time. And he is going to begin the first attack that he has to punch Anna.
With disadvantage.
Disadvantage on that.
Thank you.
And that's unfortunate.
Could I clarify something real quick? Did we technically get a long rest before this or no?
Oh, no. No short rest, no long rest.
Cool.
We really need a
Okay,
break
just
after
saying.
this.
So,
Is everyone really beat up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
including you,
fire damage.
you are actually down 13
forgot about
HP.
What's that?
You were down 13 HP.
Did he punch me?
Negative.
No,
from where you got set on fire
Oh.
During a
okay.
previous
However,
encounter.
don't worry.
Wait, but I was a rooster.
as a rooster.
But
That's true.
when I turned back, I still have
Oh.
my HP.
I apologize. I was unfamiliar with that. All right. So you are back. You're the only one in the party that is at full
I
HP.
am now resilient.
Don't get hit.
Okie doke.
It's very simple.
So let us
Easy.
I had to do 19.
go ahead and continue there. So Loaf
I have down.
misses. And Reverend, I'm going to ask you for an odd or an even, please.
No, but we. Oh yeah.
Even.
Even. Loaf smashes the chandelier and crystals begin to rain down everywhere. And it gets even more mad at this point that he has just broken his chandelier and screeches and yells at it. Now,
You know how hard-
it does not affect all the rest of the attacks, just the initial attack, or is he at
Just,
disadvantage? Just the first?
The next attack. So.
Okay, so the next,
That's done now.
he uses his second action to again try to punch Anna. Now he's super duper angry at this point. That is going to be 25 to punch Anna.
Yeah.
And
That'll hit.
Snakes on by.
that hits you for 20 points of damage.
Sweet. Well, do you happen to have what my health was at after the last?
As a matter of fact, I do. You had lost 13, so
Oh,
that's going to bring you to
fantastic. All right.
33 currently.
Wait,
33 down.
Oh, 33. Okay,
Yep.
great. Yeah.
You had suffered 13 prior to, so you're currently 33 down from where you are, so that's 56 points left.
Great.
All right.
Crush a blow gets Anna.
All right, and he also is decided to boot Reverend with a huge nasty kick.
Hey, wait now.
3 attacks.
All right, that is going to be a 26 to hit the Reverend.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
I would like you to make a DC 18 strength.
Okay, yeah, this will be great.
Are you near Anna?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are you within 10 feet?
I am, but I
Yes,
don't
you
think
are.
it matters.
As a matter of fact, you are.
That's a lot of bones.
All right,
I'm in
strength
five.
save.
Strength save, yes.
That will be a 7.
That'll be a 7. All right.
Oh, +5, so it'll be a 12.
12, fantastic. Okay, so the Reverend is going to be kicked
Ah!
Oh dear.
and lands there.
How much damage?
You take an additional 8 points of damage from the kick, and give me an acrobatics. Dexterity, but you can use acrobatics for it to avoid being knocked prone.
Acrobatics. Yes. Yeah, I fail.
You are knocked prone. All right, Reverend is laying down there. And Loaf is extremely upset at this point, but now we move to Yip Yip. You see the Reverend, Anna got bonked, and the Reverend got booted.
It is time for a very fun little spell called that I've now renamed Yip Yip Scorcher.
Okie doke.
That is 3d8. So,
It's a deck save from them, right?
yep, it is a deck save.
Dex save. All right. What's our DC?
It's a straight line, so I just aim where you're not.
And
He's like 20 feet tall.
the mass of it would not. You would be shielded based from where she is.
Oh, I'm
to
not
the
worried
mass.
about that. I'm
Okay.
talking about something else.
Okay, just making sure.
Sorry.
Triple sevens. Nice. That is 21 plus
What
5.
is the DC?
Oh,
Because he gets a dex save against it, correct?
Yes, deck save.
16.
16. All right. 14 plus the 3 brings me to a 17.
So you take half, but that
He
is
takes
going to
no
be...
damage.
Hacks.
As the fire strikes him and just kind of hits the skin and ripples past. The magic does not seem to have an effect on him.
Guys, interesting.
All right. Loaf. That is his. Sorry, that was his resistance to that. Is there anything else that you're doing at this point in time?
Yip's just going to keep backing up and moving towards the entryway.
All right. Mary, it is your turn.
Can you tell me how many hit points I have?
Mary, you were down 26.
Okay.
So you would have 60, 56, I believe. My math is correct on that.
Cool, thanks. I would like to cast Aid.
Aid, all right.
And I will give that to Anna. And I'm actually going to cast that at 4th level, so that should give 15 current hit points increase and also increase your maximum of 15.
Incredible.
And so I will give that to Anna and Reverend and Skeech.
All right. Skeech is going to get the 15. Mary the 15. And Anna the 15.
Now, hypothetically, if I were to, could I cast this again and do an additional, or does it not work that way? Okay.
You would not be able to stack that.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
I think that's all about. Where am I actually?
Mary, you are right over here next to Echo and Sky.
I'm sorry. Can you do the laser pointer again?
Absolutely. You are right over here.
Oh, okay.
To the north.
And the action is all occurring over in this area.
I would like to move into the action a little bit. I kind of.
So 30 feet can bring you to right about there.
We'll put the bear there.
Okay.
Good idea.
Oh, any other actions or anything you've got?
And I want the bear to ping.
I mean, I think the aid was my action.
All right.
So
Just checking on that to make sure that I don't leave anything off the table there. All right, we move over to a boss action at this point. And
I'm a goblin boss. Do I get reactions?
haha, yes, interesting. No. Seething with hatred, he is going to attempt to channel a lot of that fury into a punch against Anna.
Cool. Yeah, let's
A lot
go.
of anger inside.
Yeah.
That is going to be a 16.
That misses.
Wow.
Oh my god.
As he punches you, it splinters the wood in the floor and just shatters this massive, massive fist-sized hole in the ground there. And he rears back. And that is his bonus for his boss action on that. All right, we're going to switch down to Vaughn at this point in time. You can hear a whole lot of terrible things happening in there.
I was just waiting.
You can't quite see that. You actually don't know that he has made this major transformation, but all you hear yelling from that room is bald. And a lot of anger and screeching and yelling.
In multiple dialects.
Yeah, in multiple dialects.
Still holding Argyle. I don't need to see what's behind me.
I do believe
That's
that
trust
your
right
friends may be in trouble, sir.
Well, someone's in trouble. I'm not exactly sure if it's my friends.
Oh, I can assure you by that sound, I've heard that before. This
You really don't recognize me?
What? No. Should I know you?
I guess not. If I sit you down for a moment, will you stay here?
Oh, well, I don't intend to go into that room. I may wander into the kitchen and get a bottle of wine.
No, you stay here. That's
Oh,
fine.
then I will stay here.
We'll get wine afterwards.
You seem
And I'm
quite
gonna
intent on that.
Gingerly set them down, and as I take a deep breath to turn around to see what is about to happen in the other room, I'll exhale that little pink mist. It's like, oh. And I'll use my Slayer's focus on the now shape-changed, much larger green individual, and I'm going to choose Strength as the ability that they have disadvantage on. Upcoming checks.
Okay.
And then with my action, I'm going to go ahead and summon forth the same thing that I have done in the past for my arcane rays, and kind of begrudgingly separate it apart and throw 2 of them into the room from over there.
Oh, as you
I wouldn't come any closer, just kind of at an angle so I can see into the room, yeah.
as you do so, you can feel those invisible hands kind of slide up your back and over to your shoulder blades, and that warm whisper in your ear
I like push it aside. The highest of that was a 15.
15. Unfortunately, neither one of those do anything as they streak out and strike. The flesh kind of skip off, and nothing seems to happen at that point.
Amazing. And I look back over to Argyle. Just hang tight. We're going to stay here for a moment.
Argyle goes over to the boxes and kind of sits down on one of the boxes, and this old man does the old man rest on it.
As long as I can see the action that's happening and Argyle, fine where I'm at.
He seems quite content to just stay there at this moment.
That's it. My
Any
hand's in.
other actions, anything you have? So strength checks are disadvantage for...
Yes, any ability checks underneath strength or utilizing strength will be with disadvantage.
that does include attack rolls and such?
Officially, no.
Officially, no?
No.
Okay. And Skeech, you are currently up at this point in time.
Seeing that Yip Yip has left me and Dongle is taking shield behind me, I'm gonna say, all right, yeah, you can hide. I'm going in, and I'm going to throw a bomb at the top half of this loafy bald man, which goes wide. Lands the
sails
pool, I imagine. I'm saying, all right, that didn't work. And I'm gonna look just slightly past his head at Damon, and I'm gonna hold up another bomb and say, catch. And I'm gonna toss it.
All right.
With one hand.
So we are going to have you roll that with advantage.
That is actually my teleportation bomb.
Oh, disregard.
So I don't need to roll for that one.
All right. So it just appears in Damon's hand?
I do.
Oh, you appear in Damon's hand? Okay, so
All right, thank you. And I'm
Damon,
gonna try to hold on to
as
the
you,
hairpiece.
as you got the dagger buried in Loaf's shoulder, kind of bracing yourself with that, you see that he holds up the bomb and hucks this thing, and you're expecting to catch the teleportation thing, and all of a sudden, you got a Skeech in your hand.
What are we doing? I'm just gonna help lift Skeech to be up there.
Can I like put one foot on the dagger as like a foothold, and then his balding mass behind him?
That just sounds hilarious.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me acrobatics on that.
Yeah, sure.
Can he get advantage since I'm assisting him up there?
Why not?
Oh, okay. Well, that's just gonna be a 21 then.
21, all right. You're able to step on the dagger, you kind of reach up and grab that greasy, long, nasty hair on the back of his head, so you're kind of supported. There's things crawling about in it. You're not quite sure what you want to imagine they are, but they're there.
All right, that'll be my turn.
Okay. We are going
What's the
to move down to our second
Kill
boss
it.
action of the round. Okay. He grabs both hands together, reaches up over his head, and screeches and smashes the ground in front of him, and produces a small earthquake when he lands the ground. Everything within 10 feet of him must make a strength DC saving throw or be knocked prone.
Do we have to since we're on him?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Can I also
He's rippling.
can I also point out we forgot about Steve again?
Yes, we did.
No, Steve's in the pool hunting.
How do you put Steve on the list
Say
there?
that Skeech and I are near Anna.
You're more than
then
20 feet up.
We have Anna gets
Allegedly.
Well, no, Anna's large.
I would
size.
say that you guys would be able to make that saving throw with honest bonus.
Could I have the dice?
Oh no.
I'm too far away, I think.
I have a great roll.
I'm too far away. Yay.
What was the?
I'm already also prone.
You're more prone.
Steve would have to make
squared.
I'm prone, but I'm still holding on.
You're just planking now.
I don't know. What did I have to beat?
It's a 19 on your on the saving throw on that. It is
Yeah.
strength.
I got 14.
14.
Plus 5.
Oh, no, I got that's plus the 5.
Okay.
We're not strong.
I got a
Oh, I'm prone.
Okay.
I'm up.
So the two of you slip off and run down his
Why'd I
sweaty,
even make
nasty
the
back,
acrobatics check?
and down to the ground you go.
Does my dagger come with me?
I'm going to actually have you make an acrobatics check on that to keep the dagger
Can I give advantage because I'm standing on it?
negative.
I'll kick it.
26.
26 would certainly be enough for you to
Like,
maintain
you
your
beat
dagger.
me.
It wasn't that high, so you beat it by a considerable amount. So you're able to get that dagger. Not only that, you give it a nice little twist in the air as you slam it into the sheath, like, yeah, then you hit it on the ground. Bam! So we're going to put Skeech and Damon are both knocked prone, please. So is the butler on the ground who is yelping.
As the air leaves my lungs, like hit the ground, I'm just like, autumn. Oh,
Neither one of you take any damage from that. You're just like, oh, like that.
I'm
Okay,
also prone.
and we are going to. Oh, Anna is also
Oh my
prone.
gosh.
Yeah.
Everyone's on the floor.
So we are going to switch over now to Echo and Sky. You can see that he has slammed the ground and knocked everybody down around him.
Okay.
Go ahead and knock Steve on the ground as well.
So Echo, seeing everybody hit the deck,
it's the deck.
he is too far away to help. So thinking on his feet, him and Sky are both going to run over to the throne. And he's going to hop up and sit in it. And
All right.
Sky is going to sit beneath the chair. And she is going to use her threatening growl. This ability won't work, but it's the thought that counts. And she's trying to draw the attention of foes. And Echo is going to yell, "Hey, ugly!
All right.
Think the throne looks pretty good on me, huh?" Sit up there, like, smiling at the guy.
And I'm laying down on the ground. And in a bold move, Echo goes on the throne.
And with my third arm, I'm going to give him a rude gesture.
Hate that arm.
I picked this one up in Newtown.
Pull up a steel
The
ball.
gesture, not the arm, if you were confused.
I'm so glad that you made sure that was. All right. So anything else that you're doing this round, Echo?
He's going to taunt as best as he can.
You viciously mock him. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You know what? I'm going to actually ask you to make. Would you prefer intimidation or persuasion on that?
It doesn't matter. They're both going to be negative.
I would like you to roll with advantage.
Natural 20.
All right. We'll deal with that here shortly. Okay. Anything else that you've got going on outside of that?
No.
Okay. We're going to move over to Anna at this point in time.
Genuinely love this group.
Great. As I'm going to use half my movement and stand up.
All right.
And as I do,
You are enlarged, so you have the advantage on the strength, and you have the extra damage, just so that we're into this round.
fantastic. And as I stand up, I'm going to be like, well, that wasn't very sporting, and I'm going to take that as permission and get my maul in my hands and start swinging. And Skeech did add some bombs.
It's
Yeah.
just
A
one.
single one?
It's just one.
A single one. And
That's been enhanced with some reagents.
excellent. Yep. So I'm going to, yeah. And with my bonus action, I'm going to cast my good old friend, Brandishing Smite.
Oh.
Yep. Where are you, buddy?
This is about
Don't
to
hide.
be something.
Don't hide. It's rude to hide. Yeah. So just next time I hit, that'll go
Your
off.
organizational system is baffling.
Don't worry about it.
System.
It is a mountain of
Ooh,
papers.
okay, so that first one is an attack roll is not a strength check is not a strength. Yeah, okay. So even though I use strength, that's a 13 to hit.
16 is the number to meet or beat.
Great. Okay. So I'm gonna swing again, and that's gonna definitely hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
3d10 fire from me.
Oh,
So the
cool.
hammer
Yeah.
is going to do its physical damage. It'll take the additional damage added by Skeech's bomb. Then I need you to separate out the smiting damage there, please.
Sweet. Okay. Do you want because I'm also going to put a couple of my smites in there
Yeah.
in addition to the brandish.
I just need a separate total for the smites, please.
Great. Okay.
Because it's magic.
Yeah, because it's magic. Okay, so physical damage from. Oh, God. That one's dead to me. That's okay. That's a 10 from the physical damage from the maul. We'll roll
Okay.
there.
Add Skeech's explosion.
3d10.
3d10. Moment.
So terrible and weak.
Okay. That's 18.
18. All right, so we're at 28 at this point.
Great. And then
Let's look at our smite.
two from brandishing smite. That's another 7. And then I'm going to put 2 additional of my smites in. So that's 10. That's an additional 18.
18. All right, so he takes 9 points of that.
Rude.
All right. As you smash into him with that hammer, it just creates this nasty ripple effect. You actually see the muscle tissue and stuff like that just shift as the shock waves passed across. There's this nasty scorch mark on his chest, and and neck veins just bulge out, spittle flies, and he seems most unhappy about that.
Good. And that's my turn.
Imagine the bomb makes it like a hammer off an anvil.
Yeah, and it's like super loud because
It's audible out to a mile, actually.
Yeah, well, that and plus, he also needs to make a strength saving throw or get pushed back.
Which would be at disadvantage on that. And
Fortunately, I think it's only ability checks.
ability check. Okay. So either way, I don't believe either of my dice would have done a whole lot to save that. That's he used athletics for that, right?
I believe so. I
Okay.
think it might just be straight.
Strength saving throw?
Yeah, straight saving throw.
Oh.
Oh yeah, because it was a thundering smite. Let's
So
see.
that's going to be a total of 17. What's my DC?
Okay, great. I think that beats it.
Needs to beat them.
Means it beats it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
He is not staggered by that
Hold on.
Yeah.
or knocked back. Okay. So that is going to bring us to 64
it's 18?
points of
Okay.
damage currently on him. All right. Any other actions or anything you have this round?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, we have Goblins, Bear, and Steve currently doing their thing.
What a crew.
Steve stands up, and she unslings her axe, raises it, and runs over to where his leg is. So let's go ahead and have Steve stand up. Helps if I have that the right way. Steve's going to stand up and close the
Brave
gap.
idiot.
Get up off the ground. Steve coming in with that.
And she swings both her axe attacks. One misses, one is certainly going to hit. And she does 15 points of physical damage to Loaf there.
That's pretty good.
Brings us up to 79 points of damage on him.
My God, buries her axe in
And
the
he's
leg.
like, "Arr!" And she hacks into his leg there. And the bear turns and bolts with all of its speed out of the room.
Coward!
And she'll be
New name.
right over here.
Coward.
Fly, you
Leave
fool,
that in.
fly.
Yeah, that's where
See
she
you
is right
later,
now.
Teddy.
Friendship ended with Bear.
And
best
the
friend.
goblins,
Bear.
what are they doing right now? Skeet, what are your goblins
My
doing?
lair.
If
Making
if the
fun of this guy for
goblins
having
would
no
feel
hair.
invigorated by my
Yeah.
show of leadership to attack this thing, that's up to them. I don't know how Dongle's feeling. He seems a bit cowardly, but throw stuff is always a good option for
All right.
goblins.
Well, Dongle has his bow out and he gives it a shot.
Wow.
Bless you, Dongle.
And where's the white die, please?
Oh.
Oh, I
You
got it.
idiot!
Dongle.
For you.
All right. He just goes white, skips off the ceiling, and you can see his hands are all shaky. Anything else the rest of the goblins are doing?
Throw stuff.
All
Do
right.
they all have bows?
No, most of them have swords and axes and things along those lines. One guy has a spear.
Leather throws a belt.
He throws a belt at him.
Yeah.
All right.
Beans throws
A
can of beans.
I'm sure there's like one of them around here on this table. 100%.
Or
So
Food fight!
the leather belt like just flies, goes donk, and just kind of bounces off.
It's the thought that
The
counts.
can of beans bonks him on his bulbous nose, and he's like, "Oh!" and reaches up, and it falls to the floor. You might have done a little bit of damage on that, not quite sure.
Can I argue a 1d4 damage? Because it is a metal can.
Oh no, it did damage. You're just not sure how much.
Wonderful.
Bless beans.
So,
Bless
the
you.
goblin.
Ever stoke your
yeah, the rest of the goblins are like looking over at you, like, oh. So that brings us up to the top of the round, which would be Damon, who is currently prone on the ground.
That's wonderful. Do I have to get up to make an attack?
Oh, actually,
No, you don't.
You just start spinning like a Beyblade.
I'm next to you, please.
it's in 15 feet right there. There we go. Ah, yes. All right, Damon, up to your feet.
Anyways, I'm not standing up. I'm gonna spin like a Beyblade. I want to go for it.
Oh, you're
That
gonna.
Achilles tendon is mine on a silver platter.
I look
That
up.
guy's not canon.
I hold up silver
My
platter.
God, he's breakdance fighting.
Damon, just for the excitement on this, let's go ahead and let's do an acrobatics on that.
Oh, that's a 27.
27. All right.
Oh my goodness.
You Beyblade it, as you had stated. They basically, have you ever seen that hand spin that people do as they're breakdancing? That's what Damon's got going on as he's rotating around. Let's see what your attacks do.
Poetry in motion, folks.
That's a 17 on the die plus 8.
16 is the number to meet or beat. Just let me know. Any other attacks as well, or just this one?
Just this one.
All right. Actually, it would be a higher AC on that because you're actually calling out a specific target and you would have cleared. So you have hit the specific target that you were after. My bad.
Yes. I'm bad at counting. Hang on. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Always carry the one.
Well, I keep it with me always. The 1 and Argyle.
Argyle is
26.
the one.
26 points of damage. I would like you to guess odd or even.
He doesn't recognize me.
Odd.
All right.
Good.
So Damon, as you slash across where the Achilles tendon on it, you can see the blade passes across the meat and flesh there, and the Achilles tendon, as the skin stuff separates, you hit the tendon, and you see it separate for just a chunk of it. But then as his weight shifts, it snaps like a cord.
Ooh. And that thing is loud with
It
that
goes-
snaps.
Like a tape measure.
It's hard to describe it like that. Oh.
And it's gross.
kind of
What is your AC?
My AC is 17.
Can you knock Loaf prone on top of Damon, please?
Oh, gosh.
What? Wait. Hang on. Would I
Shoot your way out.
Would I be able to, if I see this happening, would I be able to evasion it? Like,
I will let you make a save on that. Let's go ahead and try to get you out of the way there because
dex save?
yeah, we'll give you a dex save on that.
Don't forget the +5.
Oh no.
+5.
Hang on. Hang on.
I'm doing something.
16.
16. So, Damon, this thing crashes down on top of you.
Maybe it is.
And you are thoroughly expecting that this is the end of Damon. Just the sheer weight and mass and size of this thing. And somehow you end up in the crux of the armpit. All lathered in armpit hair and stench all over you. Now you have the blood and other fluids.
Right in the window.
And the stank of the armpit is all about thee. And he's like, fight! And that is, you are not injured. You have no idea how you didn't just get crushed because you like look up, you're like, oh no! And again, you were right here in the armpit, basically. There.
Can I pull the armpit hair?
We'll look at next round.
We thought he was down for the count.
Yeah, as far as you all can tell, Damon just got crushed by Loaf. Oh
dear.
All right, that would move us to the Reverend.
Okay. Can I tell how
David murdering a bunch of.
can I tell how damaged Loaf looks?
Loaf has a foot raised in the air and all kinds of nasty black greenish ichor is spilling out from it. He's yelling something about his foot. There's this impact crusty mark on his chest from where Anna brained him with her, well, not even brain, but
Brains is-
impacted him.
Brimbited.
And smited. And then you can't tell about the wounds on the back. You have not been exposed to what those look like. And that he also has an injury on the other leg that Steve inflicted.
Okay. All right, folks. This has been. So I stand up. All right, folks. This has been a wonderful party, but I think we've overstayed our welcome, and then it's time to leave. And out of my pocket, I pull the bottled troll,
Oh.
No.
and I say, "Everyone's gotta get out now." And so I'm gonna use my.
Don't drink that.
I'm gonna hold my action. That when I see that people are leaving the room, I'm gonna chuck that bottle troll over near the center of the room.
Cool.
All right, let's go ahead and put the troll right next to Loaf there as the bottle sails through the air.
Wait,
I thought he was
Oh,
holding
you're holding it?
action.
Oh, holding the action.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pull our troll out. I apologize.
You guys see that?
Nothing to see here.
I'm trying to see if I'm letting people know that I'm gonna do it.
You visually.
Okay, so you're on a counter at this point in time. Anything else that you're doing at this moment?
I'm just yelling at everyone, get out!
All right. So we're going to move on down to Loaf at this point in time. It is his turn. And he is going to kick Anna.
Rude.
And no, he's just going to kick out with his leg because she's right next to him. That one misses. That one is going to strike. And that one is going to strike. You are kicked twice.
Fast foot.
Ouch.
And he literally is just hammering you
Yeah.
with that gimp, nasty, bloody foot that he's got going on there.
Oh boy.
And
that should be
first one misses. And the second two do strike.
Great.
You will take a total of 40 damage on that.
No problem. No problem.
And you have to make a strength save, which I believe you would have advantage on
I
that.
do have advantage on that.
You're big into.
Oh no. Oh no. That's
yeah.
not great.
You get to add
Okay.
your own
I
bonus.
can't add my own bonus twice. No. Yeah, so that's a 14.
14. You join where Reverend is, and you are kicked away from Loaf.
Oh,
So 5 and a 2.
that's okay.
All right, and that
Fancy meeting you here.
ends up his round at this point. We move to Mary. Mary has been rushing over. Loaf is currently on the ground. You see Anna is kicked and skidded across there. The Reverend has this vial yelling for everybody to get away. Yip Yip is behind the Reverend. The bear has just run past you. Skeech, you have no idea where he is. The butler is running the opposite away from Loaf. So,
Ran, it stinks.
and Echo is jumping up and down on Loaf's chair, screeching and yelling like a little kid on the playground.
Look at me, look at me.
My
Very
chair.
chaotic.
My chair.
Well, I mean, I saw Damon like get crushed, right?
As far as you know, Damon just got squished flat.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to try and help him out of there. So
All
can
right.
you, I would like to dash in that direction.
Actually,
Get as far as I
you're 30 feet would put you next to the troll, because if you dash, you're not doing anything else this
can. And
round.
I would, can I use my bonus action to do my spiritual weapon?
I believe that is a regular casting, is it not? Bonus?
It's a bonus
I
action.
thought I knew it was a bonus action to move it around, but you can cast it as a bonus
Cast
action?
it,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fantastic. All right.
Yeah.
So what does it look like?
It's gonna look like a big hammer,
Okay, let's grab the
Right.
roundish bolt one there.
like cartoon
Big
size
hammer.
hammer.
All right, so you have a
Got a big star on the head of
you have the
Yeah.
oversized giant hammer floating there in the air,
like from the carnival.
and yes, like from the carnival, exactly.
Oh god, that's heavy.
I'm going to, I got a nat 1, so I'm gonna rewind
the
with
hammer
my
back.
gloves. Pass the
hammer
hammer
back.
How many times is that?
It's three times
Three
a
times?
day.
Okay, you can rewind.
It's better.
It's slightly better. What do I add to that?
Meter beat a 16.
Oh. 16.
16
exactly.
would hit.
Okay, great.
Bonk.
Oh, it almost looks like I have a hammer mustache.
Ooh, okay. And that is
He's hammer vibe.
11.
11, and that is spiritual.
Thank you, Arthur.
What is the damage on that? What type?
It's a D8.
No, I mean, is it physical damage or is
Oh.
it doing magical style damage? I
Radiant.
believe
It says a D8 plus my spellcasting modifier.
it's radiant damage.
Oh.
Okay, so we'll take half damage. What was the total? that
Oh
you
yeah,
rolled?
it's force
It's
damage.
force damage.
Force.
So force.
Yeah.
So basically holy damage on that. So how many total did you do?
11.
11. So it's going to do 6 points of damage. All right. As the hammer smashes into it, it definitely does damage on him. And you are looking to try to find Damon underneath this thing.
Yeah.
Give me a perception.
21.
21. You were able to spot where Damon is. You see these, where the arm is going to flop around. These little feet are just sitting right in the crux of the elbow. Not elbow, in the crux of the armpit there.
Could be anybody's little jacket.
But yeah, you know where he is at this point in time.
Okay.
All right, cast a spell, do the damage,
Hey, man.
and that is going to bring us to a boss action.
Here's your.
And
Oh,
he
thank
is going to use temper tantrum because he has been injured. He's already laying on the floor, and he's going to thrash around and scream like a child.
You know?
Anybody that is within 10 feet of him
Yeah.
Points.
at this point in time needs to make a 19 dexterity saving throw. That is going to be Damon, that is going to be Mary, that's going to be Steve, and Skeech.
I'm sorry,
Do we
is
get
that
knocked prone?
save?
Huh?
Is this for a knocked prone?
No, this is to avoid taking damage from the thrashing.
Oh, I get your bonus?
I'm over by
nope.
the Reverend.
You were over by the Reverend.
Yeah.
Then it's just a 20 for me.
Okay, 20. So 19 is the number. So you beat.
And I'm gonna use my gloves for the last time today.
Okay.
I wanted it to be
Use them again.
25.
Okay, and that's a 19.
19 you save.
23.
23 you save. Okay, Steve.
No.
Steve saves. All right.
Wow.
Somehow, as this massive creature is thrashing around and screaming, particularly Damon, is just going to move it along with the body as it just tucked right into that armpit area there, getting all sloshed with sweat.
I'll start. It's sweaty. Heavy. It's
Everybody else is just kind of sidestepping this action going on. That is the boss action. We move down to Echo and Sky. You can see that he has looked over towards you. It seems very sad that you're jumping up and down on his throne and disrespecting it.
And he just kind of like looks at him like, okay. And he's just going to hop down from the throne and jump onto the back of Sky and go, ride like the wind. And just gonna have her dash 100 feet.
That closes the gap. Which side of him are you going to be on?
I'm going for the face.
Oh, right over here. So put Sky and Echo right there, please.
And I am going to stab his face in the face.
A second smaller face.
Go for the eyes. Go for the eyes.
Oh, there we go.
He's prone, so I get advantage on both.
This is correct.
That was listening to me.
I'm fast. I'll be fine.
You don't listen to us. It's fair.
19 for the first,
That would hit.
and more than that for the second.
Both of those would strike.
Okay, let me do some damage.
Now, wait.
Yes.
Was it you just hit in the face? Is that correct?
Oh, I'm just attacking him.
Okay.
Okay, so this is going to be. I'll just do the damage for the first one. So I'm doing the ice strike on this,
Let's do.
and I will also mark him as my favorite foe.
Okay.
You're
First
always
attack.
favorite troll.
Okay.
I love this.
So the ice damage is a magic effect.
Yes.
Okay, you'll need to separate that damage out, please.
Okay, so
Magic this.
Let's take
12 slashing
12 slashing.
and 4 cold damage.
Okay, so 14 points of damage.
And then we're going to do that again, but with 2 less. And that'll be another 15 slashing damage.
15 slashing damage.
And since he took the cold damage, he needs to make a constitution save.
Okay.
Trying to beat a 13.
19 on the straight roll, plus his bonus would put him up well above the 13.
Okay, so he's good.
All right. Oh, he's not that good. You slashed his face pretty bad.
And let's see here. We will, that's all.
All right.
You're wrong.
I'm gonna be kind to him.
Yeah.
We're going to move down to Anna at this point in time. Anna, you're prone right next to the Reverend as he's holding up some bottle, yelling for everybody to get away.
Great. Okay, I'm gonna stand up. Are we? Is that the plan?
Yes.
Are you? Okay.
Don't- I thought I went before it did.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I looked at the wrong bonus section. My bad. Let's rewind time there. And Vaughn and Speech are going to need to go. My bad. And then Echo's attack would have happened. So Vaughn. Oops. Vaughn, let's go ahead and take care of you, and then Skeet.
It's all happening at the same time.
Yeah, it's-
I feel like I've been brought back. The Reverend has just called out the plan, and certainly nothing else has happened before then. I call out, Reverend, throw it, lob it up and above. And I'm gonna hold my action to shoot it while it's above this ogre, so that it comes flying down from the sky to attack on top of it.
Oh, can we get Damon out first?
You all heard the instructions.
All right. So you are currently holding your action. That will bring us over to Skeech. Skeech, what are you doing right now?
Where am I?
You are right next to this thing. Like Steve is right next to you, and you are right next to Steve. Basically, its legs and stuff are right, like you are pressed up against its flesh, but it didn't crush you.
Am I on the same side that I can see
You are.
Damon's little feet sees?
No, you are on the opposite side. You are over here.
I wear a size 8.
He's a little guy.
So I will call out.
6
Where's Damon?
With a size 8.
The size of 8? Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
Does anybody see him?
That's all you get from Steve.
Huh?
I'm asking where Damon.
Oh, he's right here. He's in the armpit.
Can I run over the top of this thing?
I'm not going to stop you. I would say go ahead. You can do strength or athletics on that.
I'll go around.
Because it is moving and things are happening. So
Right. My movement, I want to be on that side.
that you can definitely make 30 feet. Actually, no. You have to stand up because you're prone. 15 feet would bring you to just about right there, I believe, standing on that railing or using that railing. Or you could try to come around this side again. 15 feet is going to put you on the table there.
But over would be.
Over would certainly allow you to get to the
All
other
right,
side.
I'll try to go over. You said you wanted an acrobatics from that?
Acrobatics or athletics, whichever you're looking to do.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a solid 9.
A solid 9. All right, go ahead and let's take a look at something here real quick. Let's say odd or even once again.
Odd seems good.
Odd, okay. As you scamper up onto Loaf and make it about halfway across the chest, the damage that he's taken plus his perspiration and such makes you slip, and you kind of slide down the chest and end up into the same armpit with Damon.
Oh, perfect.
So the two of you are together. There's hair.
Trust me.
And all kinds of things with each other.
And so I'm going to hold up 2 bombs, and I want to. There will be no AOE on these, but I'm going to just shove them into both sides. So one into the chest, one into the arm, to try to make a gap for us.
Wow. Okay.
I'd imagine that I would be in the blast since I'm direct contact, so I'll choose myself to not take any damage as I'm gonna try to do this. So one's just not gonna hit, but an 18 to hit on the other one.
Okay. Given your proximity, I would find it very difficult to believe that you would be able to miss this here, so I will allow you to roll with advantage on that.
For crit on them. Okay, so the other one will be a 20 then.
Natural 20 or
No, unnatural.
Okay. All right. So roll the damage for the explosions, and that will determine the effectiveness.
One is doing 14. Actually, they're both doing 14 each.
14 each. Okay. It is enough to move the arm and spread it open.
All right.
It's going to be 38.
Smell that singed hair?
Yes.
As you do so, there's this terrible, horrible sound as the rib cage compresses from the explosion, and Loaf goes still.
He did that.
Yeah, and the arm slides by and Loaf's like,
So the arm opens up like a saloon door as I shove my arms out. All right. We gotta go.
We're never going to talk about this party ever again.
Like, so is the plan?
I think it's just leave.
Could we rest here? Are we still in combat?
combat is officially over unless you're looking to go and slaughter the last remaining knoll
I think some of us
and
need
the
a bath.
goblins.
I'm looking at David.
Is there anything here?
There is one knoll that continues to run and hide behind the throne. There is the maid who is acting like nothing has happened, just continues to clean. Is now dusting the treasure box that appears to be.
Seen some things.
It's mouse
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah.
There is Argyle, who is out in the main area there, sitting on top of the box. There are the
Don't worry
goblins
about
that
Argyle.
appear to be in the kitchen still working. Whether they know anything is going on or not, nobody knows. You haven't gone in there to take a look at what the goblins are doing.
I point over to the knoll over the corner and I say, "Go on, get." I said, "Get."
The knoll continues to hide behind the chair.
Please.
Do you want me to translate?
Sure. Yeah.
I do.
As the knoll begins to make a series of whines and howls and stuff, you skeech, you understand what it's saying. It is definitely does not want to leave the house here. It will not be reaccepted by its kind. And pretty much it knows that it'll probably be dead if it goes out into the streets.
We're friends?
All right, so we have another dog.
Oh, he doesn't want to come with you.
All right,
wants to stay in the
now,
house.
now it's a bad dog, so I can handle that if you want me to, or it's not leaving.
Just tell no funny business. I got my eye on it. Paraphrase.
He will place his eyes upon you.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to have to come back next week and see the results of the house party here at Lopes Manor. Thank you for joining us this week, and
they're coming.
make sure you get a bath. We will talk to you soon.
Yeehaw.
Oh, yeah.